Welcome to Old School Survival. We are starting with a truck and a old school chainsaw. The rules in this series are going to be all old equipment. It's a rags to riches story. Is the truck going to start? Come on, truck. Come on. There we go. We are at the Dairy Queen right now. We got to head to our new farm that we just got purchased. And with this map, there's going to be some small challenges where we don't have plots of land. Let's take a look at that. So farmland to buy is just, in here, and it's all like random values, and it's just large squares. So we didn't customize that, or Happy didn't customize that. So what we will do is we will role play which areas we actually own and can build on and go from there. And we'll come up with realistic prices and make sure we're not expanding too fast and too large, but there's a lot to do. We have nothing. We just have a truck, a chainsaw. Sounds familiar. Let's go ahead and get to our new house and get established there and figure out exactly where we want to start cutting down some trees and start making a little bit of cash here. And we're starting in January. Seasonal growth is off. That's how I like to run these series. And that way we can go from January to December and do a full year. I think it's this way. Learning the new map, just guessing where the roads are. But we'll find it. We'll find the house, and we'll go from there. Oh, we did make the right turn, so here we are. A little overgrown since the family stopped taking care of this property. They bought it years ago, hoping to turn it into farmland, and just never did anything with it. So let's go ahead and we'll just get parked right here. Hop on out. Oh, that thing's not gonna last very long. That was terrible. And I think what we'll do is establish a boundary somehow of where we want to start. And I'm gonna think about that for a little bit and do a little bit of design. I think we'll use a dirt road or something to outline our property. Yeah, let me do that. All right, on second thought, I don't think I want to damage any of the terrain or the grass areas. So I think what we will do is we'll just have to go on the trust system. I'm not going to rush this series or expand to a large farm, a large fields that help us progress really fast. We'll make it realistic and go from there. So one of the first things that we'll want to do is let's hop in the truck and find... Well, you know what? Let's figure out around this area some trees we want to chop down just to start cleaning up this farmyard and where we'll want to, establish some things here to get us ready and progress. So let's go ahead and get the chainsaw out. I think this is a good place to start. Go right there. Oh, that's fast. These old chainsaws are pretty awesome. And clean it up. Not using super strength, and I can pick this up. Okay, so this isn't going to give us much money, but let's go ahead and organize our wood that we're cutting down, and hopefully there's some mature trees around here. Otherwise, we're going to be chopping a lot of these little ones down. Guess we should get the time going. So we're losing money already because of the gas on the chainsaw, so that'll be an interesting event here. But none of these trees close by are very thick, so this is going to be challenging. Let's go ahead and get the truck over here. We'll start cutting these up into smaller pieces and load it in the truck bed. Go about right there. Gotta save gas. We don't want to leave that running. Let's see, what's a good size? We'll try that. We'll see how that fits in the back of the truck here. So, does this have straps? It does. Perfect. Okay, so let's hop in here. We'll start loading this up. This first load's not going to give us much money, but then we'll discover... We're going to have to find an area that we're going to call ours. That has a little more... Uh-oh. Cut that too small. Yeah, these small trees are going to be rough to make money off of. Hey, you cut these bad boys too short, and it's problematic because they just disappear. So we're going to say this property is kind of large, and we're going to head over to this forest area to the left here, and we're going to cut down some of these larger trees and start making some cash, because I'm guessing what we have in here is probably going to be couple hundred bucks maybe. And that's not that far unrealistic for a starting plot on one of these maps, so we're gonna go ahead with this big boy here. We can see it. There we go. Ooh, that would have fell in the truck. Oh, we just missed the truck. Whew. All right, let's trim these branches off, and we'll get this one filled up and get a nice baseline on what the economy is like in this area by just selling this one tree here. And let's see, is this gonna be... That's too big. We'll go about right here. That's good size. Okay, so that's about what we can carry. And we'll get the rest of this filled up and head on and figure out where the sales location is. Hopefully this truck can handle the weight. A couple more pieces to fill up here, and you know, professional old truck loader here. We'll see if we don't fall and tip and crash and burn early on in this series. All right, can we do this? Can we stack it this high? How big are these straps? All right, I guess we go on the other side. We have a little area. This the last piece? All right, we can do this. Oh, that good size one just fell off though. Oh yeah, we can carry that. All right, ready? We're going to real quick. Got it. And then we'll plop this one up here, and then we got to real quick so it doesn't fall. It's gonna fall. Sneak it in right there. All right, let's get in. Let's figure out where to take this load. Heading into town, we're gonna find this location. There's gotta be somewhere to sell wood in town. We're gonna take it real slow so we don't tip. All right, back on the road, got there safely. We'll head into town, see if we can find anybody and ask them if there's a good place to sell wood. This doesn't look unsafe at all. A little fast there. All right, we're not tipping, we're good, we're good. So that's the shop. Let's see if this place sells it or buys it. Looks like sell wood. Let's see. Oh. It worked. $1,487. All right. Okay, so maybe next we want to... Let's head over to the store. We're going to find out some of the prices of maybe a trailer or something that we can buy to help us load more wood per trip. This one's a little pricey. This hay wagon, it's $8,000. Let's keep looking. We have some pretty good options here. This one's $2,200. That wouldn't be too bad. $4,800. It's kind of old school looking. Let's see what else we have. I think there was like a bale loader again. Let's look at those. Yeah, this old looking $2,200 one. Not sure if that'll work on the truck. And then there's this one that's pretty much perfect, but it's $12,000. Man, that one's perfect. But that's gonna take a while. What is this? That's kind of cool. It's expensive. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is go do a couple more loads and make some more money. Come on, truck. Remember how to get out of here. There we go. All right, let's head back. Rinse and repeat so we can afford a trailer. So I think if we start with the bigger logs in the bottom, we might be able to fit a little bit more. All right, so plenty of wood on the ground, but I think that'll do it for this trip. We don't want to overload the truck. Let's head back into town. This drive into town doesn't seem too far either. I think it's a good little starting location. All right, we are here. And let's see how much we get this time. Oh, 3,000 bucks. All right, let's head over to the store. We're gonna buy that little cheap one, I think. Going to trailers here, and there was that 20, it's like 2,200 or something. Oh, where was it at? Where was it at? Was it under low loaders? No, lows in my mind. This one. Okay, let's go ahead and get that bought. Not sure how much more will fit in here. Does this open? It does. Okay, so the length of the logs can be a little bit longer than that bed, so this should at least double our trips here. Oh, and you know what? Would have been nice to... Oh, it does have straps. Perfect. Our strength is going to be the big problem, and so we can get some equipment that helps us. But we don't want to do a lot of logging. This is just going to get us started until we can get some equipment to cut some grass. This one's heavy. I keep dropping it. Oh, there we go. We got the rest of these trees loaded up. Let's go see how much money this gets us. Hopefully around 2, maybe 3 grand would be nice. Okay, let's see how much money's. That was only $1,800. Oh, man. All right. So I have a plan. We need about $15,000. So around $12,000 more dollars. So time to do a lot of loads. Ooh, this truck turns good. Good old GMC. The brake squeaking is awesome. All right, let's pull up close to a few more of these trees and have our way with them. No one saw that. Oh, it's been quite a day. We're going to go get one more load, sell it, and then I think we're going to start buying a few things. You can see it's getting thinned out pretty bad over here. I think we will replant trees this playthrough. I think that'd be nice, but I think we're gonna do one more tree here and see about if that's enough money. Do the math again. I think it's gonna be just a little short, but it'll definitely be enough to get us started so we can take a break from cutting down trees, because this is getting a little tedious. You'd think I would be good at the sizes. I think this should do it. Oh, just a hair too big. Just a hair too big. I know there's lumberjack with, there's some mod. I don't know if it's lumberjack that has a tape measure on it. I haven't been able to find it. If anyone wants to link it to me in my Discord, that would be awesome. Oh, dropped it. Yeah, way too many trips. Way too many trips. We're over it. Oh, I do have it. Look at that length. Oh, I could have been using this the whole time. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But we know now, when we get better equipment, we can cut them into 6-meter length, I think is the sweet spot there. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let go. Last load for now. I really gotta look out for tree stumps around here or get stuck in nothing at all. Strange. So this will be probably another $800 here per tree is about what we've been getting. So it's been a grind. Let's get our $800-ish here. Or 1,200. All right, that works out. Let's head over to the store here and do some purchasing. Starting to wonder if I did my math wrong on the money we needed. So I think I would have start with something like this. There's a couple of them. Actually, I think let's work backwards so we know what we can spend on the tractor. So the mower we're going to start with is this 3,500 one. We're going to change the color up though a little bit. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's kind of hideous. We'll go black on the tires. Is there like a gray? That'd be nice. I wish there's like a wood color. That's pretty hideous. But that's gonna cost us 5,100 to do the colors. I guess we're just going with the base. All right, now we're at 10 grand. So now I want to go and we need a way to pick up grass. So this one here, we're gonna go with this forage wagon. And we have $5,800 left. So we could potentially start out with, man, let's look at all of these. 81 horsepower here. Interesting. 25. This one needs 80. It's 80. All right, I think we need to go with that one. The 930 Comfort King. Do we want an umbrella? I think we do want an umbrella. Oh, let's see what else is there. Umbrella, yeah. Front loader attachment. We can do that later. It's $1,000. GPS, we can't afford that. We probably won't even use that in this series. Front weight, we could add it later. I do want the wide tires in the front. And then this could be upgraded as well for free. We're playing with the mods, so let's do it. And we have $2,000 left over. All right, so the truck's gonna stay here for now. Us and our umbrella are gonna work our way back and start cutting some grass. This is a sweet mod, wow. Do we need the front weights? I think we do. Let's see if there's, yeah, we'll go over here. We're gonna get the front weight. This should be dealer. How come I don't see where it goes? Where do you want me to park? Oh, I think we're in it now. I heard the click. Yes. All right, so let's go customize front weight. Oh, it's free. Feels like cheating. But we didn't make the mods. We're just playing with them. That feels much better. All right, so let's go ahead and get this home. And don't lower this, right? You lower this mower? You just turn it on. 12 miles an hour when pulling this. Wish the colors matched a little better, but man, what a gorgeous mod. Yeah, I guess the colors of the mower match my shirt. That's a win. You know, it feels like it takes a lot longer to get back when you can only go 12 miles an hour. This is our future. The old school equipment. Gosh, I love that mod though. It's so nice. So we got our house, our rundown storage. I think we're gonna turn right here and go a little bit past this tree line because I don't know what I want to do with it yet. I kind of like the trees. And I think what we'll do is we'll start mowing to create a field, but we're gonna pick up the grass and sell it. I'll try to get enough money to get some type of baler. Let's see if we turn this on. Yeah, that seems to be doing the job. And we'll just create kind of an outline of what our first field's gonna be. Let's keep going straight here. Just kind of utilize a lot of this space towards the forest that we cut down and loop back and use the trees kind of as a guideline on where we're going to put these fields. Let's see where we started there, and then we'll loop back. I think that would be a cool shape for our first field. Shut it off. Yeah, I don't know how much grass or how much money we'll get from the grass, but I think that's a good start. Let's bust this out. First field cut. Nice grass. Very cool. Doesn't feel as big now, so it's a decent start, but let's go ahead and find a good place to put the mower. And then we'll head back to the store and get the forage wagon. Rower would be nice too. Maybe we look into that, but at this point while we're broke, I might just need to drive around with the forage wagon and really limit the money we're spending because, yeah, we need more money and we're broke. Really need to clean up around here. These collisions are so funny. So you back into it and it's fine, and then you back far enough into it and then it finally starts braking. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Swing it this way. Should start rotating because that's how things work in real life. All right, now we'll try. Can't turn the wheel much more than I'm turning it. There we go. Now we will straighten out and that'll do. All right, let's head back into town. Need to clean up this barn. All right, we got it. Time to drive back. See how this thing works. Okay, we can't turn too sharp. Okay, noted. Not bad lights on this old tractor. All right, we got it lowered. We haven't turned it on yet. And let's go ahead, get it activated, and let's see. All right, filling up pretty good. It's about $100 per yard that we're gonna get. Yard cubed. A couple $100 or a little over $100 so far. And yeah, this is gonna take a little bit to pick all this up. Definitely think we'll buy a rake very soon, but the width of this isn't much different than the mower, and we've already done this once, so we could do it. One load full, and this should be about $1,000, which it'd be probably about 5,000 if we turned it into silage. So we'll have to look into what type of silage equipment we can do in the future. But this first cut will definitely just be grass to get some money coming in, or even maybe hay equipment to get a little bit more cash out of it. I believe the Silver Run Market's where we're going, so 1,500 would be nice. 1,000's what I'm expecting. We'll see though, very soon. Yeah, about 1,100 probably. Let's see, do they want it right here or the other location? Let's see. Oh, right here's good. Just dump it in for them. Watch the money go up. 1,200. All right, almost 1,300. Not bad. So we can get a couple more of those loads. That'll help us. We need to get a plow next and a seeder. Potentially figure out how we're going to make money for a harvester as well. All kinds of stuff we need to buy for maintaining fields. Oh, so those are not actually productions, they're just a strip mall. Okay, so there's always a thing. This is going to be the call to action in this video. There's always a thing to my series. We have Whiskey RP where we wanted to make whiskey. We had Cattle Ranch where we want to be cattle farmers. What should the thing be for this series? I have two options for you. We could have a chicken empire where we dominate the world with all the eggs we can produce and chicken meat, or we could do a clothing empire where we focus on cotton and sheep to make a lot of clothes and make a lot of money that way. Let me know. I'll also do a community poll on this. Or if you have another idea, leave that in the comments. All right, another load. Let's get another $1,200 in the bank. All right, here we go. Yeah, get all that grass sold. Just under $5,000 in the bank account. Well, Silver Run Market closes at 5 o'clock and it is close to that. So we're gonna fill this up and park and be done for the day. A lot of work done today. Cut down a lot of trees, cut down a new field that we're gonna hopefully in February get planted. We'll see how money is. That is the plan right now. So one more load. Hopefully we get a full load here left. Looking at it, we're starting to get towards the end. I was hoping for 2 more at least, but we can always cut down more trees to get more money. All right, we're full and a little bit to pick up in the morning, but let's go ahead and put this in the barn for the night. There we go. Very nice. Time to relax. Maybe barbecue some food. Welcome back to Old School. Today is episode 2. It is February of year 1. On Rustic Rangelands. Happy Farms own custom map. Link in the description to get the map. Today we got to sell the rest of the grass, pick up some more over there, as well as figure out our plans. I don't want to do a lot of lumber in this series or a lot of forestry work. So we got to start getting things planted, some fields established, and the way the property lines work is going to be in our favor. We're not going to take advantage of it like we mentioned last episode, but we are going to have a favorable size of property to start with. Was the decision I came up with, and I am pre-recording this, so I did not get the feedback yet on the production or the focus of the series, but I am leaning heavy towards chickens. Just got to put it out there. It's probably going to be chickens, unless overwhelmingly y'all say clothing company. Let's get this sold. See where we're sitting financially after picking up the rest of the grass. We got to get a plow. We need a seeder. We need a lot of things. Let's keep making some money. Just loving this tractor. Oh man. All right, we're at the sales location here. We'll see how much the grass brings in here. Should be about, what was it, 1,100 last episode? 1,239. All right, we're at 5,800. Oh, can't turn that sharp. Can't turn that sharp. We're gonna go get the rest of the grass picked up, get it all sold, and then make some plans for the rest of the day. And I'm hoping we get another full load here, but it's not looking like it. We'll see as we get going here. Finishing up this little area that we left off on. Well, 55% full is what we're going to be sitting at. Let's go ahead and head back to the sales location. It's another 6 yards of grass here. Probably about $600. So we'll be sitting at $6,400 around. And we got to make some decisions. Well, I have snow off, but it's snowing. You know what? There's nothing wrong with plowing fields with a light snow. And we've made it to Silver Run Market. Let's go ahead and get our $600 here. And then we're gonna head on over to the dealership and see about getting a plow to start with. And $671, nice. So we're at $6,500. Still gotta be very careful with our spending. Oh, come on, Happy, we need to drive through this way. And our truck's still over here, and we're gonna add more to the parking lot because we're gonna drop off this forage wagon here for a little bit, and then we'll come back and get it later, as well as our truck. I don't want to start doing this, but this is what we're doing. So let's drop that off, turn off the tractor, and talk to them and see what they got for us. First, let's check the used market, just in case. Nothing old school for us to buy. Plow-wise, I have a couple options. I do have this International Harvester one that I use a lot, and it's $11,000, but we're just gonna start with this one. It's gonna be fun. $140. And while we're here, let's take a look at planters, or cedars. Let's take a look at cedars. We have this one. I think it's old school. It looks old school. And we have $5,000 left over after buying those. Very nice. So let's get in the tractor, and we'll take the plow first, and we'll come back for the cedar and everything later. And then also we'll have to get some seed at that point. Oh yeah, what a combo. Should have plenty of power for it. It's probably too much power. Let's get it home and make our first field. I've been thinking about what old school means these days. And when I was younger, it would have been 50s and 60s. And now we're, it's 2023, almost 2024 by the time this gets posted. The 80s are pretty old school at this point. I would say maybe even the 90s, but I don't think we'll go that far. If there's some things, basically when we get to buildings, like our chicken coop and productions, I think then we'll focus on things that look like they could have been around in the 80s. Equipment-wise, I do want to stay as old as possible with this stuff. As we progress and can afford it, we can make decisions on, how newer of things we want. And again, if it's the 80s, we're still talking 40 years ago at this point. So that's pretty old school. Technology's changed a lot in those 40 years. I was alive for pretty much all of them. So, all right. So I think right here, let's go ahead and try to, backing up on this is going to be fun. We'll just start right here then. We'll make sure we have allow fields turned on and go ahead and get it lowered with that button. And it's gonna take a minute. Why did we do this to ourselves? At least we have the steering wheel to help us. Straight lines are gonna be pretty impossible. I think it's gonna be because of the angle we're going we're angled on the map, so the lines aren't gonna go very straight, but I think it'll end up looking pretty cool. Go ahead and lift there, lined up as good as we can to respect the area that we decided to turn into a field. And wow, that jet way behind us there. Popped out way behind us to cultivate or plow. So once we get this outline done, I think it'll move a little faster. Basically a 3-row plow here that really feels like 1 row. The snow is coming down pretty hard. It's kind of pretty though. Small field to start with. We don't want to overdo it with what we have. So yeah, this does not back up at all. So don't make mistakes, because then you have to loop around. Look at the spots we missed later, and just learning how far we have to hug over here. A little too far now. Oh yeah, I guess GPS still would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's not very old school. All right, so we started here and it messed up. So let's go about right there and lower it. Yeah, crazy. This top-down view is a little annoying, but I think it works best for us right now. There, that's a good angle. Okay, we're gonna be here a minute. The snow is just not going away. We're just about done though, finally. Oh, about 40 minutes, real life. This is real work. Farmers back in the day, no joke. Farmers today, they're still no joke, but my goodness, this is hard. can only imagine this being very tedious, hard work, and very important work. All right, little spot here we miss. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna need to figure out how to get some type of hose system. Let's go ahead and get this put away, and we'll head back to the store, get the cedar and some seed. I think we'll put some wheat down. Might as well start with wheat. I'm hoping the snow clears up in a few. It's kind of nice though. This cab view is pretty cool too. Should use it more often. It's just so hard for me to see behind me. I respect people that use this view a lot. And we're gonna have to get a front loader or something soon, because we're gonna start getting pallets over here that we can't move. Back this up, and then we'll head to the store, get some seed. Well, it should just get delivered right here. We're gonna be very conservative. We're gonna start with just one bag of seed. 800 bucks. Top close there. Get this home. Get some wheat in the ground. Unfold. Unload. Oh, okay. All right, we're back to the location, and I think we just lower this. I think that's all we do, and it starts planting. Texture's changing. That's good. Let's hop out and take a look. And we got wheat in the ground. Very, very awesome. Looks like these just dig into the ground and drop seeds periodically. That's how that's working. And a nice change in texture, so we know where we've been. Very nice. And let's see what... Oops. Oh, do I not have speed override? We'll have to get that added. Or maybe we don't. 87% seed already. Ooh. Been doing a few trips back and forth to that store, it looks like. We're just about out of seed. No, we are out of seed. All right, let's raise it up and back up to that spot. We're gonna hike into town and get the truck and bring the seed with us. Oh, okay. We'll be back. A couple guys at the store helped us lift this and put it in the back of the truck, and it's causing some issues for the camera zooming. But let's go ahead and get back, get the cedar all filled up, and continue with planting the wheat. It's nice to be in the truck, driving a little bit faster. All right, we'll just park right here for now. See if we can not run into the truck. See if we can just load it from here would be nice. Very fast. So it's not holding much seed, which is the problem, but that is the way of old school. Back to planting, and I think I'm gonna keep doing these loops the way we've been doing it. It seems to be a nice efficient way, so we don't have to stop as much. I really want this snow to go away though. And we're back at it. Making pretty good progress. I was hoping to get another field cut for the day, but getting this one planted was definitely the top priority. We'll see how much time we have and money, because I would like to see about getting a silage pit somehow going to start making silage. We'll have to get a front loader or something to help us load the silage afterwards. We could try fighting with the forage wagon and backing it in, but that always seems to be problematic. We gotta shift over a little bit, otherwise we're gonna miss some. There we go. All right, we'll continue on. And the weather has finally cleared up for the day for us, which is super nice. You can see things a lot better now. It's pretty bright though. A little cloud coverage would be nice. Seems like I just like to complain. So this field probably does need lime to get it in a better place, better to get the soil a little bit better, but you know, money's very tight right now. So we just want to get a crop in the ground, get some wheat going, get some chickens eventually. And I think that's where I'm leaning. I know I asked for a vote for it and feedback, but I just want to do that chicken empire. And it just seems like a nice old school thing to do, in my opinion. Just about out of seed again. Once it stops planting here, we'll go ahead and lift, head on over, refill it, and get back going. Done almost an acre. It's kind of nice with these mods that we're using. It tells us how much we've done on this implement. So 0.8 acres so far. So this field, I'm guessing, is about 1.5 acres, which right away tells you the yield's not going to be, I mean, the yield could be good, but the amount of wheat we're going to get out of it's not going to be a lot. Smallish field, which is what we're starting with. It'll grow over time. Do this a little different than cattle ranch. We're not going to go super crazy with sawmills and stuff like that. We're going to have to really make money off of farming. Oh, one more little pass to do, and we are done planting wheat. Feels great. There's a couple little spots up here. I don't see them anymore. There's one that... All right, I think we'll call that good. We'll get the cedar put away, and then we'll get the truck and the trailer all moved. And then we're gonna pick out the next plot of land that we wanna kind of make a field out of. Get some more grass cut to bring in some more money. Go right there. Should be a good home for it. We'll go ahead and leave the tractor right there as well for now. Need to really take care of this property and get it maintained a little better. So I got the time stopped right now because we're gonna do a little bit of an experiment that I don't know how it's gonna go. So for 1500, I have these Polish silage silo pack mod, and I want to place it around right there. Now, I don't know exactly how this mod works, so I don't know if we cover it like normal, I would assume. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the next area to cut the grass, and we'll have to get back to the store and get the forage wagon, but we will fill this up with grass and try to cover it and make it silage, and it didn't cost us much money. So I think that's a good start. And it's nice we can drive over it when it's empty. Let's go ahead and let me get out of here and jump up in the sky real quick. So we have our field here that we're gonna, have a road lead to eventually the silo pit right there. I'm trying to decide if I want to flex this direction, maybe go out here in the middle and cut a bunch of this. So we can do a field through here next and leave the trees. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that makes up my mind there. So let's go ahead and get in the tractor and get that going. And I'll go ahead and turn the time back on for now. And we might be canning this if it doesn't work, but I think it'll be fine. So if we can figure out exactly, I think it was about right here we're looking at, and turn this on, start cutting. And this will be a little bit bigger of an area. Small plow is still gonna be somewhat depressing to use. We're gonna work our way a little bit more towards the road here and loop back about right here and use this tree as our outline and work back to this tree as well, and then cut right in front of the line of trees here in front of us. And this will be a little bit longer, skinnier field, but it'll be nice to have these two. And this one we potentially will make grass. I haven't decided yet if I want to do a lot of silage. I mean, it's a great way to make money. We'll see how this pit goes, I guess, as we fill it up before we plow this field and turn it into whatever field type we fall on. But I think that's a good start there of an outline. And hopefully we get to the point where we start getting some cash to upgrade some equipment, as well as get the rest of the equipment we need. We need some fertilizer, some weed treatment, lime laying down. We also need probably a harvester. That would probably be a requirement, wouldn't it? Yeah, one thing I do want to mention about this map is it's in the description, a link to Brendan's Patreon. So you can check that out as well, but he's also going to be making updates. I definitely have the earliest first pass version of it because I wanted to get this series going. He's making lots of updates to it, outside of that main city area. There's a lot more features you can check out. I'm sure he'll be releasing some videos on that, but definitely think it'd be worth it. We'll be technically, or potentially, I guess I should say, we might upgrade to a newer version of it at some point if the save file can handle it and it doesn't ruin the playthrough. But that's something we'll figure out later on down the line. Super excited to help him out by publicizing this, and I think he's a great map creator, and I'm excited to see how the map turns out when it's finalized. All right, I think that's good for this new field outline. We're gonna take the mower home and head up and get the wagon. And I think I'm going to take a look at the store and see if there's any rakes that we can afford. I'm not quite sure we have enough cash for that, but turning this into silage should definitely help. All right, we're here. We're going to talk to them, see if they're still open. They should be. It's only 3:45. This 4-meter one is what I'm looking for. Is the color change free? It is. We're going to go with this combination. What else we got? Massey Ferguson design. Just a little differences for the Massey Ferguson's a little more expensive, so we'll go with the $2,000 option. And hopefully that means we'll have to make another trip here to pick up the wagon, but that's okay. And we will see how this works for us when we get it home. So this is supposed to be on the front. Interesting that it shows up on the front up top. We don't have a front hookup. Looks pretty wide. Should work. Power steering. All right, let's see if this does work from the back side. And which way is it going to push behind us? Okay, interesting. The width is pretty nice though, and seems like we can go pretty fast with it, which is beneficial. Turn here. Yeah, that makes sense. Oops, sun's starting to get a little blinding this direction. 16 miles an hour. This is crazy. It seems like it shouldn't go this fast, but we're not going to complain. Let's see if we can turn here. There we go. Very cool. Yeah, it should definitely make picking up the grass a lot faster this time around. I think when we get here, we'll go ahead and lift and start doing up and down. And this tree is going to be problematic. All right here. And I think we'll go straight, and we can fix that extra gap area later. Come back and get it. But if we do this, we should be able to bring 2 rows together when I turn around, if I'm seeing this right. Go all the way to the end, go ahead and lift, loop around, and when we line up right here, yeah, bring 2 rows together. Perfect. Definitely gonna speed us up. All right, not bad. Just got that other area in the back here to clean up. And I do want to come along this first row and kind of extend it straight. Let's bring the other one. Now I'm arguing with myself in my head. We'll go right here, get it lowered, and everything to the left we should be able to bring close. Everything to the right we'll move the other direction. So yeah, we'll loop around and just tighten up that row a little bit, like so. Go ahead and lift, and we'll loop back because I want to go the same direction, right about here. Bring this over to the left, and then we will turn around and finish up the windrowing. Yeah, that's a pretty good purchase. We're at $780, about $350, I believe, was our maintenance cost right now. So we do want to keep that in mind, and we have enough to get us through today, but we might go negative if we don't sell anything in March. Ooh, how are we going to do this? You're not going to fit in here. That's unfortunate. What about the other one? The opening was smaller. Yeah, so it's just going to chill out here by this storage unit. That'll be its home for now. And now we got to head back to the store. Does this have a drive-thru, or is this just a walk-up Dairy Queen? Let's find out. Just a walk-up, it looks like. We'll park right there for now. Sundays. Do you guys not serve food? Just, there we go. I'll take a cheeseburger and a large drink. $1. Very nice. Got our food. We didn't want to come back to town after this. Yeah, I think someday soon all this will be farmland. That's ours. That's the goal. That's the plan. And here we go, picking up. This is, so much better with these rows rowed for us. The one downside, I guess, is we'll fill up faster, but we're going to get done faster in general, so it's not really a downside. I'm hoping instead of 1,100 or 1,200 per load, we get like 5 times that when it's silage. Maybe $6,000 would be nice per trip. First load filled up, it's time to learn if our silage pit's gonna work. I'm already seeing there might be a couple of trees that we're gonna want to get rid of around here, so I think what we'll do is we'll try to get right in the middle here. Ooh, let's see how well this thing backs up. Not too bad. Just because we don't know, we'll go about right there and Control I and drive forward a little bit. That seems to be working pretty nice. Pretty cool mod. All right, let's go pick up the rest, and then we'll compact it and see about covering it. All right, let's see. Hopefully too much of this doesn't spill when we drive over it. Oh yeah, I knew it was gonna spread out like that. Okay, got some spillage. We're gonna have to pick up some type of front loader. Let's try to get a little closer to the front here with the rest of this, and drive forward, please. I don't know what that got stuck on, but I think we're gonna just pile up as much as we can and then start smoothing it out. And whatever falls out, we're gonna have to deal with and just leave for now until we do get some equipment to help us pick it up and put it back in the pit. All right, hopefully a lot more loads. Here we go. Second thought, I think we compact as we go. That way we can actually do this and just keep driving on it. At least compact it that much, I think. All right, let's hook back up. We'll dump more. A lot of spillage. So that'll be the first thing. One of the first things that we look into once we get some cash from this is the ability to not have to waste and be able to pick up what we spill and put it back in the pit. I think we will unload about right here and pull forward. Nice, slow, steady pull forward here to get, and we got stuck. Did we get stuck? Back up a hair and we're good. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and drop it and compact it a little bit so that when we come back the next time, we do not get stuck. It'll be interesting to see how much of this gets covered, how much of it fell out. Yeah, pretty cool. I like that mod. Nice cheap way to get started with silage. Another 11 yards, getting ready to go to the pit. I think we're moving pretty good pace in this series. Let me know what you think. I like it. I'm digging it. I'm excited to see what this entire farm turns into. Got some ideas. Gonna work them out. We're gonna get them going. Ooh, we got a little too far there. And with a little bit of daylight left, let's go get that last load. And 70% full is not that bad. Another 7.5 yards, 7.8 yards here of grass. Put into the pit, and then we will completely compact it and cover it up and see how that process works on this mod. Should be the same. Oh, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and put this away for now. That tree's oddly placed too. All right, time to drive on this pit about 100 times here. And we'll have the menu open just to show us how we're progressing. Yeah, a lot of spillage there. 63% compacted already, so it shouldn't take too long. And yeah, we'll have to get a front loader with a bucket to help us out with the spillage. As I said 20 times already. It seems to compact pretty quickly actually, so that's at 100% already. So let's go ahead and hop off and blanket it. Okay, so just a little bit of spillage, not as much as I thought there was gonna be. 0% fermented. Perfect. All right, let's put the tractor away and finally eat our Dairy Queen. I wonder if the rake would have fit through this opening. We'll have to try that out tomorrow. Pretty eventful day with $779 and a decent amount of equipment going. So next episode in March, we will have to see about how well that's fermenting, see if we can sell it, turn this into a field, decide what we're gonna plant. But we also need to get some fertilizer so we can get this yield a little better. 0% yield bonus, 35% yield bonus. Not very good. All right, thank you very much. Welcome back to Old School. Today we have some priorities to take care of, and let's head over to the store. We're in town already because we're looking at the tractor to see an upgrade that we might want to make to it to help us with the silage pit. That's going to be goal number 1 today, is making sure we have a way to get the silage back over here to sell it. Well, we'll probably sell it across the street at the Silver Run Market. But we need a way to get it out as well as planting that other field. So let's go ahead and head into the shop and I'll show you what we're looking at. You can find the trigger without it on. There it is. All right, so we're going to customize. One of the things that we could do with our existing tractor is come in here and do a little setup like this to where we have a front loader. Then we'd need a bucket to scoop things out of the silage pit is one way to do it. And I did a little searching and it didn't really like anything old school, and these buckets don't look super modern to me. I would imagine they weren't too different 40 years ago, so 60 years ago. So we could just use that. So that would be, this thing's $1,600, the front loader was $1,100, so we need about $2,700, and we're sitting at $383. Another thing to think about is we want to start taking care of our fields with fertilizer, and this bad boy here, it's definitely going to be one of the options there. So, and I was looking at a lot of these options. Because we're so broke, we could take some of the safety gear off of it and save some money. We don't need the seats. We don't really need the reflectors. We're just going to be using this in our own fields. The little flap for that we don't need, but I would want to have it work on a 3-point hitch. So that would bring the total of that to $475, and that would help us get fertilizer on the ground in our wheat field, but we don't have enough money for that either. So what we're gonna do next is head back to the farm. We're gonna start plowing the new field while we wait for time for the pit to ferment. It's about 65% already, so we just need a couple more hours. Maybe late this afternoon, we'll be able to sell that. But by then, I wanna have that field planted and prepped, and potentially maybe we're gonna have to cut down some logs to get a little bit of cash to buy fertilizer and that spreader. It's a starter spreader. It's gonna be kind of annoying, but it is old school, and we're trying to be very frugal with our money so that we can progress as fast as possible. And that just means a little bit more time in the fields than we would necessarily like. So let's get back and get started. I think at some point we need to prioritize cleaning our farmyard up too. Let's go ahead and take a look at the pit right now. We go into our little help menu. We can see it's at 63% fermenting. So just be a matter of time. I can already hear the clean your equipment comments. We'll get there. We just don't have money right now. So we got the plow all situated here. Let's just start right here. A little rinse and repeat from what we did last episode, but that's the way of a new project, right? A new farm, a new playthrough. Let's go ahead and make the outline. And this one's a little bit bigger than the other field, so it'll take a little longer, but all for the better good. And looking into some larger plows and tractors, it's gonna be exciting when we get to that part where we can speed up some of this progress, but it'll still be old school, so we'll be limited to what we can use. Let's get this done. I wanna round this as much as possible. I'm not a big fan of squared off fields, so we'll go about like that and sneak in here and start doing the second row. And of course, we're gonna miss some because we're not very good with this plow. I do want to take some time to thank everyone for all the encouraging feedback and suggestions for this series. The comments after the first video were really awesome and encouraging to see. Super excited to see where this goes. And a lot of the comments, you'll probably be happy with what we do long term. It's going to take a while to get to some of that stuff, but I think we've landed on chicken farm. And I think a lot of people asking for horses as well kind of makes sense as we expand towards that other barn that's out towards the shop. I think that's probably what we'll see in the future, but chickens for the beginning is definitely where we'll start. We do need to get the slaughterhouse mod in here because I don't want to just have chickens that live forever. I want to actually have life cycles with them that we take them, produce them into meat, sell those as well, and just really be a poultry producer and help out the world and the industry that way, or town, I guess. Yeah, looking at the map, this isn't much bigger than the first field. So this is probably what we'll be aiming for field size for this playthrough, since we'll be limited on equipment and we won't have great, we won't be able to have a huge harvester. We'll have the old school ones. I'm really loving it. It's a nice different series for me, and we'll see how the pace goes. And we're not going to be super rushing being rich, but we do want to become pretty wealthy by the end of the playthrough. Well, good thing we bought the umbrella because the rain is coming down. It's been coming down for about an hour now, just enough to soften up the soil for us. Not necessarily too muddy yet to do our job, but it's getting there. How did we miss that little spot? 2 times. I missed it twice. Well, technically 3 times. Slow down, slow down. There we go. We got it this time. All right, so there should just be one more spot up here to get done, and I was hoping to get this done before noon, and we've hit that goal. We'll check on the silage next, and potentially head over to the woods and cut down some trees if the silage isn't fermented enough, because I think I do want to get some lime put down on this field before we plant some seed. We are 75%, so we're going to need most of the day, and you're in the way. Okay, let's go cut down a few trees and make a little bit of cash. Definitely gonna need a stump grinder at some point. This is probably a good spot here. I'll shut the truck off, and yeah, this one looks good to me. The limbs cut off here. Let's see if we can pick up 1 meter. We can. Okay, so we all probably could have done 1.5 meters right there. Put that there. Just need to be deactivated. Probably quicker if we just do it this way. And then shift that along. And now that the trunk's getting a little skinnier, let's try to do 2 meters here. Nope, that's too big. Barely, okay. All right, get the rest of this loaded and head to the store. So we ended up cutting down 2 trees and was thinking through some of the decisions, and I think fertilizer is gonna be more of a priority than lime. We can lime after the first time we harvest. Hopefully we'll have more money by then. And I think this time we're gonna focus on getting enough money for that spreader and some fertilizers so that we can fertilize both these fields today and plant the new field. I think that's a better plan. And hoping for a couple $1,000s here, probably about 1,500 is what I'm guessing. Okay, we have arrived. Go ahead and hop out and hop over our truck. Ooh, 2,500. That was nice. And let's go talk to them at the store. All right, let's get this thing configured the way we want it. We do want the old sticker, but we are going to take off as much of this features as possible. We'll add it on later when we have more money, but that'll make it $375. I think that's everything. And we want this, increases it to $475. All right, so that should be right there. And then let's take a look here because we do want to get some fertilizer. So we get 1.31 yards for 8,200, or the same amount for more money. Go with the bags, and we'll start with, we'll do the Helm Pro for this time and see if we can get one of the nice guys here to help me pick this up and put it in the back of the truck. Okay, we got that all loaded up. Let's get this back. I have no idea if that's going to be enough fertilizer. I'm hoping so. And we'll have to bring the tractor back to get the spreader. Oh, this thing is not going to contain much. This will be fun. It's hooked up fine when we're back, and we're going to head over to where I parked the truck so I can fill this up. And we're going to prioritize the wheat field first, and the rainstorm should be gone any second now. Speak of the devil. There it goes. Now, is this not gonna turn on? Unfold, lower, and it's on. Okay. Oh, wow, baby radius. So this one you just kind of, okay. And we can't really see where we've put fertilizer down. Well, this will make it nice and interesting. But the speed's nice. All right, I think we can just raise it and it'll stop. Perfect. Okay, now let's take a look at the map. You see our fields are starting to color in. Pretty nice. Unfertilized. Oh, it's giving it 2 coats of fertilizer. Interesting. All right, so that is working. We'll just have to, I'm gonna have to constantly do some of that to make sure we're covering everywhere. And we'll go ahead and lower it again. And here we go. Oh, I don't mind this implement at all. It's just one little spot up here that we missed. Didn't even go through half of it. And it looks like it gave us 2 coats of fertilizer, which is interesting. So go ahead and lower it here. And we should get that. And one more click. Keep going and raise it. Nice. All right, let's do the plowed field as well before we plant. Should be able to see it a little better doing that. Let's top off first because we might just barely run out. Go. Maybe old school stuff's not that bad, huh? And a little bit of a visual. Being able to go 16 miles an hour on this is amazing. This field looks pretty well fertilized. I thought there was a spot up here we missed, but it looks like it's good when we look at the map. Yeah, all right, let's lift it, hold it on up. I'm not sure what that does, but that's a thing. And we'll keep it loaded for now, even though we won't need this until the next field. Check on the grass one more time, or the silage, and then probably connect to the seeder and get that field planted. All right, let's go check. Getting a nice little bit of equipment here. A little spreader, our plow, our seeder, our mower, forage wagon, rake over here. Yeah, pretty good progress. All right, we're at 84%. All right, so maybe right after we're done planting this field, we should be able to take care of the silage. I'll have to get a hold of someone from Silver Run Market and see if they'll stay open late for us tonight. If not, we'll have to sell tomorrow. That all filled up. We're gonna do soybeans. I was gonna do grass, but we have plenty of areas across the road that we'll cut for our next field. It's gonna be plenty of time before we actually need a grass field for just financial reasons, really, not necessarily for anything for the farm, but just making silage is always good. At this point, we can just cut as much grass around here as we want to make some silage, especially this area in between the 2 fields that I don't think I'm going to turn into a field. We could cut that when it grows every time and really fill up that silage pit next time. But let's get these soybeans into the ground. It looks like we will need a little more than 1 hopper full since it's 3.4 bushels an acre to plant it, and this is a little more than an acre. So we might need 3 hopperfuls. Hopefully we have enough because we don't have cash to buy more. So I don't think we're quite halfway done, but we are out of seed in the plant or in the seeder. Yeah, good amount still to do. I'm hoping, I don't know how much is left in that bag, so we'll get this filled up and get back at it. Could be close to halfway done. I don't think so though. Well, good news is we were able to get a full load and still have seed left. Let's see if it shows. 16 bushels, we're fine. And just for sanity's sakes, we'll go right where we left off. And I've been doing just loops because it seems easier on this field right now. And because of the shape of it, we are able to just turn around on the field and just keep doing, you know, circles like we're in NASCAR. And hopefully that grass is done fermenting when we get done with this. And another hopper full, or empty, I should say. How are we close enough right there? Nice. Okay, and still seed left over like we knew. Making great progress. Getting a little late in the day, but again, we'll see if the Silver Run Market will stay open for us. I want to get this done as a top priority first. We could always sell tomorrow. Finish this area here and a little bit back there that you can see to the right top, and then we're done. These birds over here, they're eating our seed. Look at him, little punk. What are we gonna do about that? Need a scarecrow or something. All right, looks like we missed a couple spots on this last pass here when I was in first person mode there in cab view. So we'll get that cleaned up and then just this little section and we'll be all done. And the last section here. It's coming along good. I'm liking the progress we're making. Feels a lot better than the start of Cattle Ranch where we went straight into the sawmill and we're just bringing in so much money and getting big equipment right away. Or bigger equipment, more expensive equipment. This feels a little bit more rewarding to me. All right, get that put away. And we're gonna check on this silage one more last time for the day. 96%, all right. And we're prepped. Let's go ahead, we're gonna stop time because we did skip through a little bit and we're gonna give it a shot here. With the forage wagon and see how many times we get stuck. And then after we can pick up the loose stuff and put it in the pit, but we won't cover it yet. Wish me luck. This tree's probably gonna have to go eventually. All right, let's get it lowered and turned on. We don't have any spillage over here, so I'm not too concerned about going that way. And we'll just grab what we can from the edge. And that seems to be working pretty well with this pit. So let's take this in, get it sold, see how much we're gonna get per load. It'll be nice to find out. Beautiful, seeing a nice freshly planted field. I say it every time, but I love the look of it. Seeing the other one in the background there. This area is starting to come along nice. Got a little bit of an area for growth of buildings if we need them. Plenty of trees to cut down if we need extra income. All right, we've arrived. Let's see. Hopefully about 5 grand here. And you don't take silage? Silver Run Market. You take it up front here? Well, that's problematic. Well, let's see. What if I just unload here? Action cannot be performed. We'll have to tell Happy about this. And what about here? Action cannot be performed. Let's see if there's another sale location for that. There is not. Okay, so try a couple things here. First one is just restarting the game. It's gonna be the same thing. And then we're gonna go into productions here and selling points. Sell everything mod. And it needs $1,000. And rotate, can you rotate it? Can you not? Or this sell everything. It says it only takes those. We'll find out. So because of technical difficulties, we've added $1,000 and we're gonna place it right, overlap object. Okay, we are gonna place it right here, actually. We'll just add it right there. And that was just 1,000. So let's see if we can sell on this one. We can, okay. We'll have to let Happy know about that. And look at that money go up. Oh, great idea here. 4,700. All right, let's go get some more. So those of you that have grabbed the map from Happy, and I'm sure we'll get feedback to him. I'll actually message him on Discord after I'm done recording here. I downloaded from ModHub the Sell Everything mod and just placed it down myself. $1,000 if you don't have the Easy Dev tools. So not too bad. And we'll get that fixed on the map as well. All right, let's see if this goes as smooth as last time. Look at this. That's a double tree. We're gonna remove one of them. It's a nice double click there, placing trees down. I do like the vegetation around, so I don't want to disrupt it as much as we did in Cattle Ranch. I want to keep a lot of it here. Let's lower, turn on, and that's nice. So hopefully it's not just one more trip after this. I'm hoping for 2 more because 20,000 would be nice, but let's get back there. While we drive, just kind of looking at my schedule. This episode comes out, it's going to come out December 22nd. Pretty early, but that'll be the last episode of Old School before Christmas, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for whatever you do celebrate. We will have on the 23rd, it looks like Whiskey RP, episode 4 of season 3. But then the 24th and 25th, no videos, and we'll have potentially one back on the 26th. I'm not 100% sure how light will go the next few weeks with the holidays and family visiting and visiting family and all of that. We will try to get as ahead as possible, and I am recording this 1 week ahead at this point and trying to get a lot done for you all to enjoy over the holiday break. And just because I was interested selling stock price, oh, and I know how much money we're going to make now. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But looking at stock price, Sell Everything is the best place for selling this, so we're not losing out by not selling to Silver Run Market. And it looks like we're just under max price too, so we're only losing a couple $100 by selling it now and not waiting for the price to be maxed out. Not bad. It's the way I set up my servers. I don't like the fluctuating price, especially when we don't have seasonal growth going. It seems pointless to have prices fluctuate. It just defeats the purpose of not using seasonal growth. This should put us over 10 grand. All right, let's go get a couple more loads. Those tire tracks right in between the lanes there. What a terrible driver, whoever that was. And load number 3. Sweet. 14,892. Let's go get more. And we're gonna approach from this way to be safe so that we make sure we get silage in the wagon to begin with. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a full load here. 50% already. We could shift over, sneak a little bit of that in. We did get a full load. Nice. So we'll have a little tiny load left over. All right. After that load, we're sitting at 19,659. So the little bit we have left should tip us over 20,000. We'll grab this little bit here just so we don't accidentally pick up the other stuff. That was 2%. All right. Now I'm not expecting very much money from this last load, but definitely want to get the bunker emptied out so we can start loading it again. Can we make this turn? No. So this says the bunker is empty and we got 38%, 4.2 yards cubed. So we will work our way back to the shop for our last load of the day. Let's see where we're sitting financially. We're sitting good already. This is nice. Still in love with this mod. Needs clean though. What a cool tractor. Alrighty, stopped here at our new sales location and go ahead and sell the rest of our silage. There we go. $21,475 to our name, and we got a little 300 some bucks of maintenance every month, so we'll be just around 21,000 when we wake up in April. And I think we're going to try to fill up that pit a lot larger next time, or a lot more full, to make even more money. Let's get some gas while we're here. No? Is this not a functioning gas station? Oh no. I'm switched to that. Oh, retro. Okay. We got a list to talk to Happy about. This is exciting. I'm enjoying this series, and like I said early in the episode, thank you all for the feedback. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully we keep it going good. I think we will. This is a blast. I'm having more fun than I've had in a long time playing Farm Simulator. Today we're gonna finally clean up this farmyard. After that, we're gonna refill up the silage pit. We're gonna get out here with the mower and cut down a lot of these bushes and just clean up this front area, and then we'll pick up the grass just to make sure it is completely clean. But yeah, this mower is taking care of the bushes, so we'll just kind of wander around here, get it cleaned up, make it look a little bit better. We're a little tired of seeing all of this overgrownness here, and we just need to start taking care of our place a little bit better. Now to pick up all the grass that we just cut, and we'll get it put into the silage pit, get us a good start for the day. We are gonna cut another area to make sure we got money coming in, because we got a harvester to buy and some more equipment as well. Not a lot of shavings on the ground here, but we're definitely doing this to help out the appeal of the farm and make it look a lot nicer, like I've already mentioned. So we'll get this done, and then we're gonna probably start upgrading some of our equipment in a few. Let's get the grass dropped off here. Should be a good start for us. And then we'll pick up all of the silage that spilled out last time. Well, it's gonna be silage, so we'll get this picked up, put in the pit, give us a good start for this next load. And let's see, since I think I might get rid of that building, let's go over here. This barn will stay, if not get replaced with one nicer. We'll see. All right, let's jump into productions, or the build mode. What is this called here? Build mode? I don't know. We're gonna go into tools, and we have a nice old school Case IH agriculture pressure washer. 800 bucks. Very much worth the cost here. Let's go ahead and get this stuff sprayed down, and we can get our Comfort King all cleaned up and looking brand new again. Very nice. Let's go ahead and find a good place to put the forage wagon for a second, and then I'm gonna grab the mower. Oh, we missed a little bit of grass right there. That's okay. We're gonna grab the mower, and we're gonna go sell it. It's time to do some upgrades. Yep, that's much better. Nice, clean looking farmyard, and we've made it. Long drive at 12 miles an hour. It's real sad to see one of your first implements go. If it wasn't worth a couple grand, I would keep it. It's even more sad since it matches my shirt. Let's go ahead and get into the sales location here. I didn't hear the click this time. Hopefully we're good. Let's see. Yes, we're good. All right, we want to repaint it. I don't know if that was worth it, but go ahead and get that sold. We're sitting at 23,000 now. Let's go ahead and head into the store and take a look at some of the upgrades in mowers that I was looking at. And we are gonna go with this old New Holland 12,500. And not only is this a nice upgrade, but it also matches the tractor pretty well. Look at us. Is this when we find out it's not compatible? This is when we find out. There it is. Okay, jeez. That was strange. This thing's pretty big. Nice, let's get this home. And we can drive 16 miles an hour with it. Beautiful. Got to figure out the gas station. So this appears to not go to the side. It just runs behind us. Okay. Thought this is one of the side ones, but it is not. There is no unfolding. It's just lowering, and that should be good. So last episode, we really saw the potential of turning grass into silage and how much money that can bring in for us. So today we're gonna push the limit of the silage pit to see how much money we can really bring in. We need a lot of cash for a harvester. We're also gonna need an ability to move grain around and potentially the ability to store grain as well. Long term, we're definitely gonna need all those things, but before this first year ends, I think we're gonna need all those things. So that means we need to really increase our revenue. And the way to do that, I think, is going to be cutting a lot of grass. And I don't like doing a lot of silage, but early on in one of these playthroughs, and especially with the old school equipment, we're going to be limited to what we can do to make money. And I don't want to destroy the forest. We're probably going to get once we can afford it, an implement to restore what we cut down of that forest over there. But we're gonna find an area. This one we may not turn into a field right away. We might use it as one to just cut grass and let it regrow. I want to kind of play that out and see if we can just save a little bit of resources by not planting grass. But if I remember right, yeah, we want to turn here. And we're going to take a little bit of liberties here. I don't want to go too far, but I do want to start right after this tree. And I think we'll go to that one in the distance. So let's go ahead and start right here. Go ahead and lower it. And I've kind of decided that we are role-playing that most of this land is ours. And we're going to have to figure out exactly where the boundaries are, but I think that tree line up ahead of us might end up being the boundary because this is a large map and it doesn't end there. So we're gonna go to that tree right in front of us and then to the tree to the left, and that's gonna be kind of the square, I guess, that we're going to start cutting down. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and shut it off right when we get here and loop around. It might be best to make like a end row or a headland. Go ahead and turn it back on now. And now this is making it a little silly that we bought a rake, because the way this mower is working, we don't really need it. What's interesting is that other mower was getting rid of the bushes and this one isn't. Maybe we should have kept it. All right, so that's gonna be about the route we're gonna go. So let's go ahead and get all this cut and picked up and see how overfull the silage pit is at that point. Now that I got this all done, I'm a little concerned this might not be a big enough space for the type of money we're trying to bring in. We'll see how it is after picking up the grass, but we might be cutting a little bit more today. All right, let's get that all shut off, get this home, find a good place for it, and grab the forage wagon and start picking this up. This will be telling how quickly we fill up. And I think, oh, trees in the way. And this will also be telling on whether or not we need to rake really fast. Seems to be getting the whole, yeah, this should be fine. It's getting the whole thing. 25%. I don't know how I feel yet. All right, let's get this first load in here. And we'll have to remember what we want to squish this down as we go, because that seemed to be what helped us last time. And we can't go backwards in this, that's right. I don't know why. Forage wagon will not go backwards. So what I've been doing is detaching, and then we'll loop around and drive over it a little bit. And I don't know if we want to just deal with all the spillage at the end or as we go. That's what I haven't figured out yet. I think that's good for now. It should be pretty flat. Yeah, there's a little bump right here, but that's all gonna spill. Actually, let's take care of that because we do not want to just keep making that worse. Yeah, all that's gonna spill out. That's fine. What did that do to the percentage? Did it shoot it up pretty high? Not really, but we did lose about a yard there. 72%, much better. Okay, let's go ahead and get connected back up and start doing some rinse and repeating here. And I think we might have cut enough. I think so. We'll see. Let's see if we can actually scoot to the right side here. Drop it there. second load here. I think we're gonna do 2 loads before we compact because I can go right next to that one. Let's go get some more. And our third load here, just putting it right next to that other one. We should be able to drive past. Yep. Try to get a little closer to the front of the pit here. Hold there. All right, now we'll drop the wagon again. Gosh, it's gonna be a long process. Bigger wagon would be nice, but it's part of the process and it's fun. All right, it's hard to see sometimes in the tractor how we're doing compacting wise. Looking pretty good though. Still a little bit left to pick up and then we will start compacting the pit. This area should be a good amount of money. It'll just be interesting. We'll probably be cutting another one tomorrow or next episode, and also possibly getting another pit, because just doing some calculations in my head, this is not going to be anywhere close to enough money for a decent harvester. We might have to go with one of the really old implements that just pulls behind a tractor. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get this over there. Let's get it compacted. See where we're sitting. Drop this little bit in here, less than a yard, and then we'll try to drive over this and hope we don't get stuck. I don't know why that last bit didn't fall out till it left. That was weird. Drop that off there and start driving over this, and then we'll try to pick up some that spills out, but it's gonna be tough to figure out exactly where that spot is. And let's open up our menu so we can see, oh, we're at 82% already. Nice. It's like it self-compacts. 107 yards. Okay, I was hoping for at least 100 just to get a good reference point. Should be about 5 more times driving on this and we should be done. We get 92. Can we get 92? Yeah, all right. Let's get 96 after this. No 96. Okay, just 94. And we lost 4 more yards there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try to pick up a few of these yards over here on the edge. And hopefully this works. So I want to go about right here. Let's go ahead and lower it and turn it on and see if we can just sneak in here. Maybe not. We got a little bit there. Even with it off, it won't let me. There it goes. Now it'll let me back up. Okay. Try to readjust here and try another approach. Get about right there with the tire. Lower it and turn it on. That was 1.4 yards. Let's see what's in the front here. Oh, that was terrible. The time has come. You, my friend, are gone. You, my friend, are gone. And on, this is gonna be all spillage up here. Okay, so about 5 yards now. We have a lot more spillage to pick up. Let's go ahead and just loop around. And I think we're just gonna kind of be doing a never-ending cycle of spilling and picking up and spilling and picking up. So I think this will be our one attempt to do it and see if we can get a little more than 103 liters or yards in here. So about 10 yards in here that we picked up from spilling. And you, my friend, yeah, your time's come as well. And we're gonna get to this far to the right because it doesn't seem like it's spilling as much this direction. All right, and try to put it in again. Try to go even. Now we got some spillage over there finally. All right, I think that'll be our one attempt. Let's go ahead and drop this off, get it compacted again, and snug the right side here, I think. 93%, nice. 109 liters, so we added 6 liters. 109 yards, gosh, stop saying liters. 109 yards, we added 6 yards there. And we'll go ahead and cover it. And I think I am going to try to pick this stuff up and put it in a different spot so that we have it prepped when we do the next pit next month. And hopefully this doesn't break anything. So I'm just super curious how much we lost here. Okay, 5.5 liters. So 5.5 yards so far. And all but a little bit picked up. And we're just under 9 yards. So that was a decent amount of loss, just like we thought. And go ahead and just drive over it. Why not? So 8.8 yards in the wagon right now. That spilled out. Let's go ahead and shut that off. And while we have the $1,500, is that as close as it'll let me get it? That's where the next one's going. All right, that'll work. And this will allow us to fill this up in the morning before the silo to the left is all ready. Get this dumped here to begin with. We have 8,800 bucks. I want to look at the catalog a little bit here. So there's quite a few tractors that we could go with to have a second tractor. Combines is what I kind of wanted to kind of look at the harvesters here. You know, we got some of these setups that I think would be pretty frustrating to use, I would imagine. This is kind of what I'm leaning towards. The old school International 1420. So we're looking at 41,000 there. Grain bins, flaps, doesn't change really. It does, it adds 2 bushels. Engine could get upgraded over time. Wheels we could change. We're looking at the 1980 through 84, which we talked about that being kind of the peak of where we want to go. And then another, probably 3,500. So we're looking at about 50 grand just for that. But then also we want to look into something for grain carts. And what I have in mind is this old Chevy right here for 18,000, where we want to do, yes, the 7,000 capacity. Is there a bigger one? No. Yeah, and then we could do this as a bale trailer as well when we change it up. And we'll change up the colors and everything, but 18 grand is what we're looking at for that. So roughly $68,000. So another 60,000 from what we have. This here, if we just do the math, 11,000 times 5, that's gonna get us about $50,000. So that's close. And we need this money prior to harvest. So yeah, I think we'll do another section the same size next episode. It's kind of repeating itself. We'll get out of this repetitive nature pretty soon. We'll also create another field next episode. After running around in this one, driving through it many times, I'm kind of leaning towards it becoming a field. It's good size. I don't think it'll be too big for us yet, and it kind of matches the layout I want to go with by separating these and leaving us a good amount of space here for putting in chickens and things like that. So this is a new one for me. Let's go to the field and I will show you. Right here, you can see we're right on the edge and it says 31%, 29%, 30% fertilized. I've never seen this before. And I go in here and it's dark blue. Same thing over here. But then we come over here on the edge and we get this little notification. Let's get back far enough. It's like 200% right here. And then, oh, it changes. I don't get it. Let's go ahead. We'll turn it on and see if it even does anything. So we had to lower this, turn it on, I believe. Yeah, what a predicament. 30%. And it's not letting me do any fertilizer. I don't get it. Anybody else run into that? It might be a mod I'm using. I don't know. Maybe the unit conversion, it seems very strange. But that means we might have bad yield. We talked about maybe not doing a field on the other one. We're going to get our third field going. We are going to hook up to the plow. And if we didn't need so much more money, I think I would look for a different plow. Kind of want to look. 10 grand for that bigger one. This wood cultivates, prepares field. That's just a cultivator. Nothing old school here. Subsoilers. I don't have anything old school. Spades, neither there. We'll stick with what we have and allow field, get going. This one's going to be a little bigger, a little bit of a grind. And there we go. So yeah, get another field going and just really maximize the amount of crops we have. And this should be a good, if we get this completely planted this episode, it'll give us a good variety and a good separation between when we're harvesting. And if we do it right, we'll always be harvesting. Always harvest and plant once we get enough fields. It's kind of the plan. But right now we kind of have to pace ourselves and do a lot of this early, playthrough grind of establishing our own farm. We'll probably potentially see how quickly we can get this done, cut another area to our left to get that other pit full because we need more money. Lots to do. All right, I couldn't do it. I used this plow a few times. It's just too small. We're gonna make a change here. Let's go ahead and get this sold and then we will show you what we're gonna do. All right, only gonna get a little bit of money back for this, but it served us well. So let's go ahead and sell it and head into the store. And I think we all are gonna buy one of these cultivators and we're going to, what's the difference here? Nothing really. 3.9. We can make it a little bit wider. Yeah, that's gonna be worth it. Is that the widest it goes? All right, let's go ahead and buy that. And using Cultivate, the mod, we have I forget the name of it, but it's the one that allows you to use a cultivator to create fields, and I use that in pretty much every playthrough. So we're gonna keep doing that, and it's gonna make life a lot easier. If you think it's cheating, I apologize, but I just wanna make this an entertaining series, and it was gonna take way too long to plow that. Who wants to plow for that long? Gas, we need to figure out gas. Hopefully we don't run out today. Look at this beast. That's really gonna speed things up. All right, let's get this unfolded and see how it works. This should really make for a lot more enjoyable experience. That's what I'm going for. All right, so we lower it here. We should just have to hit Y. Yes, and it's working. And this may result in weeds growing, which is completely fine. We'll have to get something to take care of that since it's not actually plowed. I can't remember if it turns into a plowed state, but 4 miles an hour, I guess we're kind of paying for the slowness with the different implement here since it takes a little bit more power. 7 miles an hour now. Yeah, it's just taking the Comfort King a little bit to get up to speed here and get in the right gear. It's the first time I've really starting to feel like upgrading to a better tractor is going to be in our near future. But yeah, this width, so much better. You know, ripping the ground does take a lot of power, so I guess it does make sense. And that extra width, extra power is required. It's working out pretty good. And another field plowed. Very nice. We'll get the cedar going next. And I think we'll do barley to mix it up and make sure we have enough food for the chickens when we get them. If we can finish this spot. Come on, it's struggling a little bit. There we go. All right, let's fold her on up. Get this put away. Get the cedar. Get to planting. How are we looking percentage-wise here? 80% already. Nice. And we will need a lot of seed for this field. We'll go ahead and get topped up here. And we'll have to come back a few times, but let's go ahead and get started. Now, jumping out here, I wanted to take a look at this field and see no fertilization. We'll keep that in mind when we fertilize it later and see if it turns to 20% like the other one did, or 30%, whatever that random number was. And barley is going in the ground. Very, very sweet. This will be something else to be nice to upgrade, but we just don't have the cash for it yet. And we're out of seed. We got almost around twice, 1.5 times. This is a larger field than the other ones for sure. So we'll see. We have a little bit of cash in case we run out of seed. It might make sense to bring the truck a little bit closer though. Let's do that. 13 bushels left. Yeah, we'll bring it around about right here. Boy, that truck's not gonna make it much longer. Sounding more and more rough every time. All right, and back to where we left off. Very nice. And we'll bust this out. Keep the grind going. We got the barley planted in the field over yonder. And full disclosure, this recording was being recorded well before Christmas, before I got a pretty bad sickness. And the beginning of it might not be showed to you. I haven't decided yet because I haven't watched it. But let's get this watched. And we're going to talk about a little bit of changes we're going to make to this series to help progress a little faster. You know, over the holiday break, I've been really thinking about this series a lot. And it's definitely my favorite on the channel right now. But I feel like we're moving a little slow. So there was a rule that I had in place for the first Rags to Riches series, which, you know, I'm considering this number 3. Cattle Ranch was number 2, which comes back. You already know that by now. But during that first Cattle Ranch, but during that first Rags to Riches series, the New Lands one, we were allowed to lease equipment, but we couldn't return it. We had to lease it till we purchased it. So we do have a mod on here called Lease to Own, and that's what we're gonna have to use. If we decide to lease a piece of equipment, we have to keep it for the remainder of the playthrough, or at least until we pay it off, and then we can sell it at that point. So, you know, we lease something, and if we owe $20,000 on it, we have to pay the $20,000 off, and then we can sell it right away if we wanted to. That's kind of the rule that I've gone with, and it's helped a little bit. I'm not a big fan of leasing, so I like to think of that as kind of taking a loan out for a specific vehicle or implement, and that to me is realistic. You're not always going to have the cash in hand to make purchases for your farm or anything in life, but you may have the means to make payments on it, which can help, you know, speed up the progress of your farm and everything that you're trying to do. So that's what we're going to do. But next, we're going to get all of this sold. I was trying to get to where we got the other silo filled up, but we didn't get that far, and it's already 15:20 today. So we might cut a little more grass, but we'll get this going. And with that lease to own change, we don't have to stress about needing all the equipment for harvest or all the money to get the equipment for harvest, because we'll be able to lease it and keep making payments on it until we pay it off. And so that relieves a little bit of the pressure of trying to make a lot of money up front and save the money and not progress. So all that said, when we sell all this money, we're gonna get chickens. Let's go. We're not going to sell the money. When we sell all this silage and get our money, we're going to get chickens. So let's go get this sold, see where our money's sitting after emptying the silo, and then we're going to buy a chicken coop, get some chickens, and have to go pick up some seed or some chicken feed which is what I didn't want to do at first, but I think we're definitely going to call that audible and go that route so we can start progressing faster. You know, not to keep ranting, but one of the big comments I always got on Cattle Ranch was we did a whole year and barely got to cattle. So we're going to do that faster. This is episode 5. We're going to have chickens within 5 episodes. Not bad. And that should help us start progressing towards that chicken empire that we want long term. All right, we are here, and let's see how much money today each trailer is going to give us. And unloading the silage, money's going up, $46.93. All right, so let's go get the rest. Seems like it's going to be a lot of loads this time. Nice. And we're here doing our 6 loads so far. There's still a little bit left. There might be one full and a little extra left. We'll have to get back and take a look, but this will put us over the 30,000 mark. Feels good. We are here with our last load. About 82% here in the wagon. And hopefully this gets us real close to that 50,000 number I was hoping to get to, but not quite. And just under there, $49,202. We're going to role play at the gas station. I've been lazy and haven't installed anything to fix it yet. So we're going to go over here. We're going to role play that we're going to fill up. We're going to charge ourselves, let's just say $202. Yeah, I have no idea how much it would cost. Fuel is full now, and we'll go in here and remove 200 and, whoa, not that much. $2. Let's go home. It's probably way too much for gas back then, but whatever. All right, so the first time in this series, we're going to jump into our construction mode here. And this place looks pretty flat. Let's go ahead and go into animals and take a look at this little one that we're going to start with here. $25,000 holds 20 chickens. So the doors are here. Let's go ahead and do a top-down view. Oh, plenty of space. Okay. Make sure it's lined up with the road real nice. And go about right there. All right, let's get out. Let's take a look at this. It's a little farther than I planned, but we'll get more facilities going in this area. This will be just a start. We're going to have, I need to find some better mods. Look at the smoke coming out of there. I wonder if that's going to show up for you guys. Nice. Go ahead and go in here and take a look at what we have. A little cement mixer in here, a little bicycle. Not sure what this area is. Oh, no. Let us in. I'm not sure what those buttons do. Let's see what we got over here. Where do the chickens live? Open chicken pass. Shed with open. Let's get some chickens purchased. We might redo this, depending on where they move around. We might redo this. Okay, so I want to go in here, turn this on, and okay, so they live over here. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to go with the big boys. Select, and we can do 20, but let's do 10 to start with. Actually, you know what? We're doing a chicken empire. Let's go ahead and go for it broke here. And let's see. They're just right here. That's not bad. And some in there laying some eggs. And we got some sheds for storing things, but no real way to drive in there. That's not bad. So if they just hang out right here, let's get these shut off. Could look a little better. Very cool. Let's get the truck. We got to head into town and get some feed. Yeah, I believe the store here has some feed. Let's find out. All right, this fine gentleman filled us up nice here. So we have 56.7 bushels of wheat. And we'll see how far that lasts. I have a feeling not very long. 20 chickens? I have no idea, to be honest. And that mod, who knows how much they use in that. It looks like we're just about out of seed as well. And we do need to fertilize the new field, too. So it looks like they only hold 750 liters. So we'll probably have to take a look at this every single day. And just kind of lift the bag. No, it's not too heavy now. It is too heavy. But we'll get some equipment next episode as well to allow us to do this legitly. What are you doing? Are you supposed to be inside or no? The building just birthed a chicken. All right. Hi. You want some food? Yeah, go for it. Okay, let's go ahead and get back in the tractor, get the spreader, and start laying down some fertilizer on the new barley field. No, I kind of feel like we should have made a bigger deal about getting chickens for the first time. Let's throw a party. And then when we lower it, it should just start working. Yeah. Okay. So now we should see where the fertilizer is kind of sketchy, where it's laying it down. Let's go ahead and raise it. That's concerning. Does this implement the issue? Fertilizer shows good, but when we go over here, it only shows 25%. I don't know. I don't understand what we have going on here to mess with that. But I don't think we're really going to know until we do a harvest too. But it's just, I don't know if it's this implement. You know, in hindsight, maybe this is okay because it's old school and implements didn't work as well back then. Let's go with that. And to my surprise, we did not have to refill this. That is the one good thing about this implement is the fertilizer goes a long, long ways. And that should be all done according to the map. And it looks like the second color and it's 100% fertilized. But when we come over here, 30%. Little spot right here said 200%, but I don't know. Let's head home. And we'll leave this out to wash it up here in a little bit. But let's head over and see how our chickens are doing. Just out of curiosity, do you need any more food? None yet. Okay. And your health is still at 0. Let's go ahead and pass time to 1800 and see 10% health, and they took 5 liters. So we can just bloop just a little bit more. So 5 liters an hour, 48 liters a day. No, that's not how math works. It'd be about 120 liters a day. So this will last us a good amount of time. And this alone should be enough to get us to where we don't harvest that. We harvest the field over, we're lost. Our field back here that has wheat in it, and hope we shouldn't have, yeah, we'll probably have those bags left over by the time we get to this wheat, so that's good, but only 49% yield bonus. Anyways, we'll figure all that out. Really hoping that's an implement causing the fertilization problem and not the map. If it is the map, then we'll just live with it. But if it's not, we'll get another implement. Today, we're going to fill up the silage pits once again. We need a lot more cash to come in. Then we're going to check on the chickens. We need to make sure that they're getting enough food and eating the food and have everything they need. And we need some equipment to help with that. After that, we're going to spray the weeds in the new barley field. So the area that I want to cut is right here next to the new barley field. So we'll go ahead and get going. We'll create an outline here of what we're going to cut. And we're just doing this really to keep money coming in because we're got a lot of things we want to buy. The more silage we make, the more money we'll have coming in. And eventually we won't have to do this because we'll start harvesting and make money that way. And we will stop the silage process. But I want to keep making money quicker so that we can get a lot more chickens in. And we're going to use roughly the same edge here because we haven't decided our borders yet. And we're going to get that figured out today. We'll know all of our property borders by the end of today's episode. And just like we did last time, we were going to use some trees to kind of outline what we want to do. Keep some of this vegetation there. That's the plan for this old school playthrough. We'll just sneak through here on the bushes. Again, this mower is not going to take these away like the other one was, but we can live with that. So we'll clear this line here and just start rinsing, repeating, and getting it all cut. And we got the forage wagon all prepped to pick up this grass. Starting to get pretty good at this. I think this equipment's pretty good. I kind of want a bigger tractor for mowing because it was struggling a little bit when there was somewhat of an incline and it wasn't much to see on the camera. So that just tells me we're a little overpowered or underpowered on the tractor. We'll get this all picked up and put in the silage pit and get that established so we can get some money next month. It's June. This is our halfway point in the first year of old school survival, old school rags to riches. Yeah, having a blast so far. Hope you're enjoying this series. Let me know. Give me some feedback on what you think. Are we moving too slow? Are we moving too fast? All your feedback would be very much appreciated. time to cover up the pit. There we go. And all this spillage we're gonna pick up and put in the other pit again, just like we did last time. So we'll get that going, and then we're gonna figure out the borders of this property for the future moving forward. I don't think that turned out much better. We'll clean it up, and we might cut a little bit more towards the end of the episode or off camera to get another full pit, but that'll do for now. All right, let's find the truck, because I do want to drive around in that to establish these borders. And I'm not sure exactly what we're going to put down, but I do want to mark it somehow. Yeah, this little cart we've only used like twice besides logs, so let's just put this down here. And let's start by heading out this direction. And this will end up being our north border. And I want to kind of drive all the way out to this tree line and see, is it too much? Yeah, I feel like we should have to purchase a little bit more. That's pretty far away. So I think what we'll do is we're going to establish these fields in the north direction. Where our field is the end of our property. We can cultivate or plow up this field to the left here, and that would be also property that direction. So let's now head to the south, and the south one should be pretty easy. I think we are going to use that tree line on this direction. And look out for our field here. This is coming along good. We should be, gosh, a couple months away from harvesting this. Let's look at the map here. Let's look at our details and see if we can figure that out real quick. Growth stage. Yeah, we're a little bit ways, about halfway through the growth stage, and it looks like those two are going to be at the same time. All right, so this is going to be the south border here, and we're pretty much up to it with this field. But if we keep going this way, we got a little bit more out in this area that we could utilize. Let's do the east border next, and this is one that we might want to put something down to know that it's our border. So let's start by the house, because that'll give us a good gauge of how far we're driving. Head out this direction, and I think I want to use this tree here to establish our property line, and we're gonna hop into this mode. So what can we use here? Could add a road. That would be cool. Yeah, we're gonna definitely use these in the future. Nice bend in the road. Man, what a sweet setup. We had a little Biffa action here with a roundabout. Nice set of mods. Okay, so we'll put a barrel here. We're going to come this direction, and we're gonna go exactly at 0 or as close as we can get on our directions here. I'm looking at the bottom left of the screen and trying to get that on exactly 0. It's so tough. Or we'll get it close. There we go. And then we're just gonna walk straight across here. Zoom out a little bit. And let's turn this way and get a good view. We'll go, I'm trying to keep an eye on the same spot. We'll go about right there. So that'll give us a nice visual on the border there. We'll get to that tree line, because we're gonna make it a square. Get to about right here, and we will put another one of those down. Where was that at? There we go. And that should be helpful. We can remove those later. Now heading to the west. Little chickens. Hey, we got some eggs. That's exciting. And I already see where I want this border to be. We're not gonna give ourselves quite to that road. Let's turn around. Gosh, this seems a little aggressive. We'll back up to this one more tree here. Let's go right here, and for visual sakes, do rough ideas about right here. I guess I went a little overboard with wanting to line that up straight. We'll go there, and so hopping out here in flight mode, we can see right here we're on the edge of our property. It's pretty good size, so pretty much the edge of that field there, that direction, and it will loop and wrap around that tree line. Same here, we'll go up to the tree line, wrap around to it, pretty much to where we put that other barrel. Lots of expanding, and that's just the beginning of our property. That's just what it's going to be for now, and as we get more money, we can buy more land later on, and we'll play a price for that when we get to that point. Next on the agenda today is to take a look at our chickens and see how they're doing. So we have 691 liters of food available, and it was holding 750, I believe. So that's a decent rate, and it looks like we have 61 eggs. Okay, good start here. So what we're gonna do next is grab the tractor, and we're gonna drive up to the store, customize it a little bit, because I don't want to pick those up by hand using super strength anymore. I want to actually farm. After a long drive, we finally arrived. Let's go ahead and hop out and customize our tractor here. So what we're looking at to help us with that is this front loader. I'm not super excited about the color of that. Oh, we can change it. Okay, perfect. So $1,000. In front loader tools, we're going to buy this pallet fork. And I think we're also going to buy this bucket. Gives us $15,000, but right now I guess we will have to leave the bucket here. Gosh, we probably should have repaired too. What is the repair cost? Let's look at that. Oh, $126. Yes, let's do it. Guess maintenance on a cheaper tractor is cheaper. I guess that's how that works. And we'll come back for the bucket later, or it'll magically appear at the property. Only time will tell. They don't necessarily need to be fed today, but I do want to keep them completely full in case we just, you know, space it in the future. So we're gonna get the chickens fed here. Let's see if I'm able to line this up or not. In first person view, I would be real nice if we could, or in cab view. There we go. Oh, that was comical. There we go. And just like that. And then we'll just leave that here so that we can do that again tomorrow. And not, nope. Don't want to do it that way. Now we'll leave it there. And the Comfort King can stay here for now because we need to walk back to the dealership and do another purchase. Should we pick that up and carry it by hand? No, that's not why we're here. So we need a sprayer, and this $3,500 Pillmint is the one we're going to go with, and we're going to be a little careful. We're going to go with that. We're going to lease it for now, save us a little bit of cash. And if we go in here, we can see we select this, which shows that we could purchase it outright for $3,400. We have the money, but we're just going to be a little careful with cash right now. And we're going to buy a new tractor. I think we're going to go with this 5020 John Deere here. We're going to lease that. It's going to cost us $1,400 today. And every day we'll have the leasing costs. We'll have the hourly leasing costs as well until we pay that off. But it might be in a couple days. Just being a little careful with cash, and I definitely wanted a second vehicle around. Oh, there's one more thing we need to purchase. We need some herbicide. And we'll have to bring the Comfort King over here eventually and get that. Oh, is this... Look at that. Why is that in the air? Does that go away? Nope. No, we're going to return this. We're going to give us our money back as well. So I think we'll go... It's a lot more expensive, but we'll go with the 4840. And it's going to cost us $3,100, but we need to refund ourselves that $1,400. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll just do a round number there. And let's see what our money's sitting at. Let's get the HUD up. We have $9,200 to go. Not too bad. Let's get all this stuff home. That's unfortunate. That was a cool looking tractor. And go ahead and get this all filled up, and we'll have to get the rest of this pallet later on. And let's get home. And we're going to spray the barley field. And what a difference 3 extra miles an hour gives you. This is 19 miles an hour instead of 16. That's exciting. Let's get this opened up. Pretty good width. Gosh, that's not bad at all. And let's go ahead and turn this on, and we'll get all of these weeds taken care of that are growing in this field. And it doesn't seem like there's a ton of them, so that's promising. And hopefully we don't have to go back and get more herbicide, because that'll eat into some of our time here. So we got most of it done. We got to go get more herbicide. And since we're coming up here, I figured we'd try to get both of these items at the same time. So let's go ahead and get the herbicide first and try to put it in the trailer. We kind of got a hold of it here. Notice this front loader doesn't get super low, which will be an issue. You just back up, it should fall. Yeah, it doesn't fit great there. Let's see, can we scoop this up, or do we put the forks in the back? Oh, that's probably how you should do that. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll drop the forks over here like so. We'll attach the bucket and detach the bucket in the trailer if it's big enough. But that should work. That'll get us home, right? Get back in the John Deere. Let's go ahead and get this refilled with some herbicide and finish up spraying this field. And we can pick up right about here, and we can see where we still got to do, so not too bad. Let's get it done. And that right there will conclude the spraying of the weeds. We are not going to use the map in game in the menus to show us if we missed anything. Let's take a look. So looks like we're good everywhere, but like if there wasn't, I would still some weeds showing up. I would not have gone in there to see. But what I want to do, I was gonna end the episode there, but what I want to do here is we're gonna cheat a little bit, but it's not gonna be for any real value for us. Let's go ahead and turn the HUD on. Now we have liquid fertilizer. Remember we were saying 30% fertilized? Will this do anything and make a difference? Let's just stop right there and look behind us with 30%. So it was already showing that it was at its 2 stages of fertilizer. So I'm gonna do off camera a little investigation and figure out how to fix that, or if we can. That'll happen before the next episode. But I just wanted to do that, and before we forget, we're gonna lose what was in there of herbicide. It's just the way we're gonna do it. I cannot believe we're at episode 7 already. Let's see if the bunkers are ready. Oh, that's exciting. We got 2 bunkers. Let's go ahead and uncover them. We're gonna get all this sold to start out the morning. I'm gonna start filling these up, and using our new tractor should be nice and allow us to get back and forth a lot faster. And if we're lucky, we'll get enough money to pay the tractor off. That's the goal. First load of silage here. Let's see how the prices are today. Maybe it'll be higher than normal. I don't think so though. Yeah, 4,800. That's about what we've been getting. So we will go back and show you where we cut grass to fill up that second silo. I'm sure those of you following the series are like, hey, you only had 1 silo covered last episode. And before passing the time, I decided to fill up the other one so that I had both of them filled up for extra income. And I'll show you where we cut in a second. So out here in the back of our property, near the area we established as our border, we went ahead, I believe it was 5 passes with the mower from basically border to border, or barrel to barrel over there, way to the distance. Let's go ahead and pick it up and do a little bit of a time lapse. But before that, we're gonna make a little adjustment just to make our lives a little bit easier. So hopping in build mode here real quick, or construction mode. Down here in the corner, there's a new company moved into town that's buying silage. Very nice, that'll be very helpful. We interrupt this time lapse to switch tractors because I remembered this one is leased, so hours are going to be important. So we're only going to use that when we really need to right now, until we completely own it and have it paid off. And then at that point, we will start using it whenever we want. And see, we have the bucket on here because we were using that to help us move the spilled silage back into the pit. Man, that was so much easier than the way we did it last time by using the wagon here. But back to the time lapse. And driving back for the last time, holy moly, 45 minutes in, we've just done this. You know, it's funny, I don't think we even needed both pits for that because neither of them were very full. So we're not getting much more money than we got before, but I don't think we'll do 2 pits, and I'm hoping this is the last time we do silage for a while. And with this money, I think we're gonna hold on to it for a little bit before we decide, because we still have some things to buy. Once we do our first harvest, I think then we will tackle whatever we have leased at that point, because we still got to get a grain cart or a truck, and we still need to get our harvester. Other implements we're pretty good on right now. So as we progress, I think those are the only 2 big things that are required. The rest are just going to be quality of life upgrades and maybe a planter. Well, let's get back. We're going to start plowing away at a new field and keep on expanding this property to make it as profitable as possible. And you know, our most favorite thing to do, plow. Well, technically this is not a plow. It is a cultivator, but let's go ahead and lower that. We got fields enabled, and speed override is on 9 miles an hour. So if we do speed override, it says 14 is recommended. Let's see if this tractor can even handle that. It seems like it can. It seems a little too fast for me though. Let's drop it down to about 10. Yeah, that feels good. So we'll get this all plowed up, and then we're gonna actually treat this one for lime. or with lime to just start being a little bit more profitable per field. And as we harvest the other fields, we'll definitely lime those to get them caught up. Yeah, old school survival is pretty fun. Let's get this all plowed. And another beautifully plowed field. Oh, this is sweet. Let's take this home, get this cleaned up, and then we're going to get the spreader, buy some lime, and get some lime spread for the first time in old school survival. And just a little spray down here, and good as new. As you can see, we've had about $1,400 worth of lime delivered. We're gonna go ahead and get the spreader now and get it all filled up, and I have no idea if 4 bags is gonna be enough. No clue at all. You know, since it only holds less than a yard of lime, I imagine we're going to be coming back here a lot to fill it up. And let's see, I think we do this, and it should just start. Yeah, it just starts working. And the percentage seems to be dropping pretty rapidly here. Oh, joy. So not even one side of the field. And we got to go back and forth. Or 4 bags might not be enough. We'll find out. Now, someone made a suggestion that we should keep old equipment even if we're done with it and like hide it in the bushes or something. I think we're done with this spreader, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start doing those. We're gonna start doing that. We're gonna put it right here for now. It's fine. And then let's hop to the John Deere because we're gonna take that to the dealership, and we're gonna take a look at a new spreader for the farm. And it's one that I did a lot of research on, and I was struggling finding the year it was made. So once you see it, we're going to use it this episode. If you don't agree that it's old school, we'll call an audible. We'll make a change. Let's get there, and I'll show you. And, you know, kind of thinking about it as I'm driving, it might be cool to see all the equipment at the end of this series. And we're almost at an hour on this tractor, so we are going to see a little bit of money get deducted here pretty soon once that hour of operating time kicks in. It's unfortunate, but that's part of the game that we're playing. So the Wilmar is what we're looking at, and it says 3.7 tons. So it'll be interesting to see if we can pull this off, but we are going to lease this and make sure, gosh, I hope, because you know the rules, we leased it, we got to keep it, even if we can't use it. Seems fine empty. We'll see when we fill it up with lime how that goes. And then we're gonna try liquid fertilizer today and see if that gives us actual 100% instead of 30% fertilization like we were getting. Yeah, and let me know. The Wilmar brand is very old and doesn't seem to exist in the same form as it did when these were made. From my research, I could be completely wrong with that. But let me know if you agree that this is old school or not. Some of it seems a little newer, but again, we're kind of cutting off at like 1989 for old school. So I found these like, I feel like the 70s, maybe the 60s had these, but yeah, that research was done a couple weeks ago, so my brain's a little foggy on that right now. And I missed the tick over cost-wise, but this lease was like $1,700, and then we probably lost the other amount of money, so about another $1,300 or so on the lease cost. I wonder if we can see that. Yeah, checking the stats today, we do have $2,500 in leasing costs, and that's not all this Wilmar. So let's go get it filled up, and this should help us get this job done much more efficient than the little spreader did. Now, I imagine all 4 of these bags would probably fit in here. I don't know, though. Maybe not. 3 bags, it seems. A little bit more than 3. And to be honest, it might be exactly 3 due to us using a little bit in one bag. But look at the law. All right, once we use a little bit, that'll go away. But that's kind of sad. All right, let's go ahead and turn this on. And it seems like we have enough horsepower. Oh, look at the width on this too. Yeah, this was a good purchase. And boy, that just took a job that was going to take forever and made it very effortless almost. Just a little spot that we missed. And then we can go get the planter or seeder. I always say it wrong, the seeder. Figure out what we want to plant here. And thinking about it, that might be something we upgrade as well. Lease to own, mind you. I've been parking a lot of the larger things outside. We're going to resolve that issue here soon. Oh, sorry mower. With a new shed, but again, I want to be a little careful with costs and things that we're purchasing before we make that decision. I might have had a save game issue where the game kept running and I thought it didn't, so it's 18:20 already. We're gonna play a ×1 to finish the episode. So we've installed once again the Case IH 5100 seeder From what I understand, it was made in the 80s, and we're gonna go with it. And hopefully we have enough seed at home. If not, we can get some delivered, but do you think this John Deere is gonna be okay pulling a case implement? Might be a little annoyed with it. Just wanted to speed up planting because I was, I'm getting tired of the tiny little seeder. And this is my favorite seeder in game in general, so we'll roll with it. I love it. Yep, this has probably been in every series, hasn't it? I think the equivalent John Deere one we've had in a few series. But yeah, it's kind of redundant, but I love it. So the thing about this seeder that I totally forgot was it does solid fertilizer as well. So this will be a quick test to see how that process is working, if this map's broken or if it was that implement earlier that we were using. Let's go ahead and fill it on up. And we do need to do another order of seed. $800 and a $20 delivery fee. With 77% fertilizer, we'll see if that's enough before we buy more. And I think we have a little bit, sorry wagon, I think we have a little bit left up here, so we'll go do that as well. We can use that as well. Let's get this filled on up. Planting our rye. We're gonna plant rye. This comes with the map. It might be a mistake. I don't know how the crop's gonna look. I didn't test it out because I'm lazy, but hopefully it'll be fine. And I checked the harvesters, the bean headers will be able to harvest it, so that's what the game's telling me at least. We'll find out later on though. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of this and then check the numbers behind us. See how it's looking. 28% fertilized. We might have to use precision farming on this map. Or maybe, I don't know. I know Nate, Fearsome Rhino, was using this map as well and was having issues with some other things. So it's just the way, like the colors on here are just so strange. The way it's, yeah, I don't know if it's this map, a mod that we have. Like we don't have very many game-changing mods. Man, and to see if it does show. I mean, this is definitely a strange topic for this series that I just don't want to deal with anymore, but it does show a fully fertilized. So something with this map is making these implements fertilize it 2 stages, but at a lower percentage. Maybe I will look in, since I got this map from Happy, I haven't actually looked into the base map he used. Maybe I'll look into that and see if there's any notes about it. Frustrating. But, you know, the flip side of that is we could spin it to where it's old school equipment that just wasn't as good as current technology. And that's why we're going to have a huge decrease in yield bonus. It is what it is, but we'll try our best. Now, I didn't add precision farming because I didn't feel like that was a current, or I didn't feel like that was very old school. But if it fixes some of these problems, I think we will add it. So that'll be one of the tests that I do. I promised tests before this episode, but it's been a hectic week for me. And done. This implement is such a pleasure to work with. I love it. The width of it is pretty much the max we'll probably go with in this series. Yeah, it's probably the biggest implement we'll go with. I probably should have used the Comfort King though, because this just looks kind of ugly together. Last thing we want to do today is check on the chickens, so we'll go ahead and switch the bucket out for the forks again on the Comfort King and get them fed. And I also want to see how they're doing with the egg production. Man, we need to clean up. You can always tell when I'm running behind on recordings because the farm ends up being a mess. Little insight there. All right, we should just have to line up here, pick up the bag a little bit, and get them topped off for the month. And approach was bad. Approach was bad. Straighten out the wheel. And we missed. This is a terrible angle to try to do it. That's hilarious. Up a little bit higher. There we go. And they're fed. All right, let's shut this off. Take a look at the eggs. All right, so 112 pieces. You ladies need to get busy. So if that's maxed out, their health is maxed out, they're adults, and that's all we're getting. We need to grow the empire massively. So I'll be looking for some mods for that on some buildings that look somewhat old school. And let's call an audible right now. We're gonna place down another one of these until we find a better one. We got the money right now, so we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Just a little bit of grass path on both sides. And then I'm going to turn on my menus so I can see where the animals are. And we're going to buy 20 more. Info triggers are on. Should be right here. And I believe it was 20. Yeah, 20. All right. Let's get the chicken empire going. We'll get one of those, the other bag moved over here. So they'll have a bag on each side. And definitely learning that we're going to have plenty of inventory of chicken feed until we're able to harvest our own. So we should be good. All right, we got a hold of it. The balance is a little rough though. Look at that. Just at first, that's funny. So we'll loop around here on 3 wheels. Get the new chickens fed. There we go. Feeding them real nice there. Oh, look at all that going in. Yeah, I guess it was a good amount at the beginning. And then we'll just drop this down and we'll have a bag on each chicken coop and 40 chickens to our name now. And these ones will get up to health. They'll produce some eggs for us. And before we know it, we'll be making money off of eggs and expanding even more. That's pretty cool. So I broke down and installed precision farming and the pH is good now. Magically, for at least this crop. And I'm not very happy with the way rye looks, so this will be the only time we plant that. Let's go look at the other fields. This one, it says nitrogen is bad because it's too much. So I think this is what's gonna fix the problem. Let's go check the other 2. We'll just have to live with it on these first ones. And I didn't really want to add it because I didn't feel like precision farming was very old school, but it fixes the problems we're having on this map and potentially fix the yield issue that we were gonna run into. Yeah, so the pH is bad because we didn't do lime on this one in general, but it looked like it was pretty close to being good without it. And I went ahead and did add bought the soil data and didn't take a penalty for that because of the issues we're having with the map. So as far as I'm concerned, I think this is the way we're gonna fix it. Again, it's not very old school, but that's what we're going with. Let's go ahead and check on the chickens. The only thing we really need to do in August is spray for weeds. So we'll go ahead and get some of our daily chores done first, and then we'll hook up the sprayer and see if we can get rid of the weeds in the rye field. I guess we did get a hold of it. There we go. Having some technical difficulties here. Oh, it used the rest of that. Our calculations were wrong, and they're almost full. I didn't think it would go through a bag that fast. Let's see how this other bag's doing. But it is next month when we should harvest, so I think we're okay. Go ahead and top them off if we can. Are they topped off already? They are. Okay. Drop that down. Didn't see it come out. Ruh-roh. Got this in a bad state now. That should do it. All right, let's put this away. Switch tractors and get some weed spray. And while we're thinking about it, I put the tractor over here for a reason at the beginning of the episode to spray it down because it's a mess. Look at it cleaned. It'll look much nicer after that. Oh yeah, just a little scratches here and there, but we'll deal with that later. And the sprayer's right there. All right. And to find our herbicide, I think it's right over here. I think we might spend some time getting organized today too. There we go, all filled up. And we'll get it turned on here and spray weeds. Can't really see where they are, so gosh, that's unfortunate. We'll have to try to do as much as we can. I don't want to use the maps to tell us where we've been, because I feel like that defeats the old school mentality. So we'll just do our best and hope we sprayed all of them. I think that'll do it again. We're gonna one more time look at the map and see how good we did, but we're not gonna do any extra spraying. I just want to see if I had any clue what I was doing there without GPS and without looking at the map to see where we're missing, because you can't see it all spraying in that field. Let's see, we'll go over to weeds, turn them on. Not too bad. A couple spots in the middle. I think we did pretty decent for being completely blind there. Whoa. Just noticed we have doors right here. But we don't have doors right here. They just look like doors. That's totally a door. Let me open it. Let me open it. Ah, that's lame. So that's in a good spot. This is in a good spot. Let's get the Comfort King. And we're going to move some pallets and bags around just to get things all squared away here. Starting to get a little bit of a mess. There we go. We'll get our seeds put away. And that bag just didn't want to let go. There we go. Got the pallet picked up. We'll go ahead and put it away as well. And that's all set. And there's nothing left to do on the farm. And I don't want to get us too far away from... I don't want to develop too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on expanding this town. We're going to take a note of the dollar amount we have because we're going to refund it. This is going to be a little segment of the expansion of the town that is outside of us. So, like, it's not our money. It's just people role-playing that there's other people in town developing, and that's what we're doing next. Enjoy. Let's take a... Oh, this isn't very cool in this. All right, we'll do it this way. We'll just zoom in. We'll do it. I wanted to do a cab view driving through here, but let's go ahead and drive. I messed this stuff up a little bit, so I need to redo some of the terraforming to finish the sides of the roads, because I had to replace some when they broke. Just learning this mod, expanding on what Happy already did to this server, and it looks like we have a little gap right there we're not going to be happy with long term, so we'll have to fix some of these gaps. I'll try to do that off camera, but we got a nice little extension here. And that's probably as good as I'll be able to get that one with this mod that we're using. And then we'll come in here and we'll turn. Yeah, these roads aren't bad, but I got to get better at placing them. But this new neighborhood, I love it. We're going to do some expanding. We'll clean up some of it. This is why I wanted to drive, to see some things that I couldn't see from construction mode. But this is a nice little start to our little town that is growing in this area where we've decided to build a farm. And that's what I kind of want to role play here. And some of these areas here where we put the dirt down are like where people park. Pretty cool. So let's shut the truck off, walk around a little bit and see these houses. Some people have different fences. This area over here was completely developed by a developer, so they have all the same fences and not a lot of decorations. They're probably still for sale. Where some of these have some items in the back, like so. And this one over here where someone's already moved in and they're established. So kind of role-playing that we'll have a nice big lot back here next, but we're role-playing that people are moving into this town, and this town's starting to grow, starting to thrive, as we're starting to build out our business and our farm over there. This is what's happening on different areas of the city, and I do want to show that as we go through this playthrough and develop this entire map. You know, income will be different, but let's fix that before we forget. $40,082. That's what our balance was at. Yeah, so pretty cool. I'm digging it. Well, I'll get a little bit better. I'm actually going to probably talk to Happy about some tips on how to clean up these sides and get it looking a little bit better. But for now, let's head back to the farm. There's a couple more things I want to do around there before we end the episode. And connecting this road would have been nice, but that hasn't developed yet. So that'll happen later. Yeah, the mods look decent this direction. It's the other way where we see the little drop there. And I don't know if it's just because the ground's not level or if because we did overlap them. I figured the assets would work overlapped, but maybe they don't. So yeah, I'll play around with that a little bit more later on. You can see we're not lined up like we used to be, so we can fix that as well. Do a little detailing later on. Yeah, this is starting to develop nice. There's some changes we're going to make. Today, we're not going to really start those changes, but we're going to work on some additions that I've been wanting to add to the farm. So let's go ahead and hop in here. And I think let's go out this direction first. So we're going to go into animals and bees. And there's this nice little 3 beehive that we have that I'm going to put here. And what we're going to do is we're going to simulate that these bees are helping. We're not simulate. I guess the game kind of does it. The bees are helping the yield on the fields. So that's one thing, but I also wanted to make this look more realistic. So we're going to spend a little bit of money on painting here. Change it to a circle and just kind of work our way a path. Why is that not changing? We'll go this route. Maybe we try a different one. What's this? River mud. Oh, let's make it bigger. I don't know. Something weird about this map, these paths, but we'll just kind of work on this and... Oh, there we go. That's looking better. And have it work its way back into the property. So it's a nice walking path that we might have used in the past. Oh, because it's on animal mud and not dirt. Where's dirt? Wet mud. Where's just regular dirt? Dirt's right there. So maybe that'll look better. I don't know. Some spots just aren't changing. So we'll do that a little bit there. But now it's a nice little path. But then also near our house, I wanted to put something. We'll go back into animals and go to other. And I think we're going to go with this one here. And we got ourselves a dog. Got ourselves a dog. Ursula. Very nice. And let's check out our path over here as well. Wasn't a lot to do on the farm today, so I want to do some of these items that I want to take care of. And we spent $5,000 on this, so not bad. That's a little bit in the way. But you see, we tend to our bees there on our path. Looking real nice. Oh, you're following me. How do you stop doing that? I forget. The day has finally come. It's time to harvest. So I've been going over these mods for quite a while, and I think the 4420 is what I want to land on. Let's go ahead and get that lease to own, you know. And for headers, I'm gonna risk this 200 series mods that they work on this, and don't want to be too aggressive to make it too easy on us. We'll go with this one. I like that better. There they are. We need one more thing. I think we're gonna go with this 1968 Chevy C50. Ah, that'll work. That might become our main driver too. Possibly. Does it have a hitch on it? Doesn't appear to. Kind of. Okay. Let's see if these are compatible. That was my big concern. Here, so let's get this home and get started with the harvest. And we'll come back for the grain truck later on. So just kind of thinking it through, and I want to start with the soybeans, and we'll see if we get to the wheat today, but I figured we're gonna sell this and we need cash because we got to figure out something for storing grain, because we know that we can't sell all the wheat because we have the chickens, and we want to have a major expansion as well. So let's get going here. And at 238 bushels, a little bit more per hectare, that's looking pretty good. Let's change the statistics on that though. 97 per bushels per acre. That's more like it. That's what I thought we were getting. Hectares is, you know, 2.5 times more, I believe. Something like that, 2.67 or something like that, acres. So let's go ahead and get this harvest going, and it looks like capacity is not gonna be too much of a concern. We might get a lot of this done before we have to worry about the cart, but let's get going. This is a good place to check. We're at 82%. Oh man, this holds pretty good. We got over 84 bushels in here, so I think it might be it looks like a little over 100 bushel capacity. So we'll keep going until it's full, and then we'll get the grain truck to unload it. Let's shut this off for now and head on over to get the grain truck. Does it seem short? Like, I want to see something real quick. Hold on. Oh, I guess it's right. And about right here should be good. How's the height? Perfect. This worked out great. And unload. A little over 100 bushels. While that's going, I wanted to kind of take an inventory of our leases right now, because in this type of play style, it can get a little bit out of control. So yeah, I can see we got a lot leased. So I want to take a look at some of the prices on these to pay them off. 8,000, that's good to know. The truck was 18,000. The tractor was 57, so that's pretty high. The harvester, 45. The header, we already did. I think that's 8,000. The seeder, 5,000. Sprayer, 3,300. And the spreader, 24,000. So we're gonna try to pay off a few of those today so we can make sure we keep our bills under control, because our leasing fees and monthly fees are going to be pretty high at this point because of all of the equipment we have leased and leased to own. So we gotta pay them off and keep them. That's awkward. Turned into a little sock, it looks like. That's cool. I think I'm just gonna keep going around in circles. It seems to be working really good on this field. And our first harvest is complete. Another 61.3 bushels. Let's go ahead and drop this off at the cart, and we'll go get it sold and see where we're sitting financially. Look at some implements that we want to pay off that we have leased, and go from there. I think we do want to get this field prepped and planted again before we work on the wheat field. We have plenty of food for today and tomorrow for the chickens, so I think it would not be a risk to do that, and it would be nice to get this field prepped so we can get it growing and harvest it again as soon as possible. Go ahead and just leave that for now, and it looks like we are going to the closest sell everything location with 163 bushels. Might be about 16,000 bucks. Hoping for more, but first harvest, not bad. All right, and because I don't like that, let's untag it. And here we go, the slow pull. The slow pour. Oh, it's actually pretty fast. Nice. 21,000 plus almost 1,800 from a bonus. That was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. That's a pleasant surprise. And let's go ahead and get this all sprayed down. Want to keep it clean after every harvest so that it lasts as long as possible for us. And this size for this playthrough, this might be our long-term harvester. I don't mind it at all. Maintenance on that all done. Let's find a place to park this for now. I think we'll go right here. And this building's definitely going away soon. $54,000. Let's take a look at some production. So we scroll in here, we can see we still only have 2 rows of eggs on this side and 1, so we're not producing fast enough. So some of the things I do want to do is out in this area, we're eventually going to build our, kingdom or our big production. And this is one that I want. It's $85,000. It can hold 2,000 chickens. And so what I'm thinking is we get multiples of these over time and just really, really bust out the amount of chickens and eggs that we're making. But this $20,000 one we can afford today. But it does require water, it looks like. So we'd have to get a water tank and figure out exactly how to get water. And if that's not where that's where I want the big production. So let's go ahead and scroll over here. And it says not enough money. I think it's lying to us. There we go. And we're going to get 500 chickens today if we can afford it. There we go. $20,000 spent. Oh, man. Let's head over there. So it does need water. And let's just see. When we do this and we go that way, 60 is 3,300. So we're not going to get all 500. We're going to have them breed. So we will buy some in a little bit, but I think it's time to kind of just play the today by ear and see about how far we can get on prepping this field. And then if we have time, we will harvest that. If not, we'll harvest it in October. So let's get the John Deere out and the spreader and get some lime laid down. Get that field started to turned over for another crop. Still a good amount of lime in here from last time we used it, so we will just go with that instead of filling it up. I think it'll probably be enough. Oh, watch out, pup. But making good time. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning yet, and we're already flipping this field. And getting the pH in a good state for this field is going to be very important so that we can get even better harvest next time. I think the yield was like 60% of what we could do. Let's actually look at that data now that we have it available to us. Yeah, the yield data here. Yeah, I guess it was in like the 80s. Some of it was in the hundreds or close to it. Not as good as it could be, but not bad for our first harvest. Yeah, and this spreader's definitely been a game changer for us. You can see we're already pretty much done. Looking at the chart, it's not putting down any lime because it overlapped, and it's just a kind of a problem with precision farming where it won't change the texture if the area has been recognized that lime has been placed on it. And the pH is good. But that's going to do it for the lime spreading, and it's still not even 10 o'clock. All right, there is a rainstorm we're trying to beat to see if we can harvest the wheat today. We'll get on the seeder real quick here and try to figure out what crop we want to put in there. And I think we're going to go with wheat. I think that will be good because the chickens. And let's get this lower down. And let me make sure. I believe this is a direct drill. Is it actually working? It is not. Okay, it's not a direct drill. It's not. Let me just double check that. I thought it was. This machine is used for crops. Additionally, the seeder offers possibility for seed directly. Yeah, why is that? Oh, it is working. Okay. And I don't know why the seed thing won't close. I tried all the buttons I know to close it. It didn't work. So we're just gonna live with it. It looks like we are just short on seed. Let's see if we have any more, if we have to buy some. It's unfortunate. And it looks like we do have to buy some, so we'll go ahead and take Comfort King up to the store and get some more seed and possibly look at a water tank while we're there. And one bag will do for now, $800. We'll drive this home, fill up the seeder, and finish the field. Oh, we're gonna look at other things while we're here. This good old Oliver Super 88. Is what we're gonna go with. And I'm gonna feel real stupid if those chickens don't take water.
Well, prepare to feel stupid.
And we'll head home with this. We're gonna have to install a well. So we'll get this home and then we'll come back and get the seed, finish the planting session, and then we'll figure out where we want our well to go and start moving some water around and buy some chickens. These were not leased, we purchased them right out. We're gonna be able to fill this up. Is it high enough? Here we go. Oh, get to the right spot. Oh yeah. Filling it up. Come on. So picky. And that's full of seed. Let's go ahead and move this bag into the shed here in the barn. There we go. Getting better. And fertilizer should be fine for the little spot that we're doing. We're not really going through a lot of fertilizer because the field was in a good state from the soybeans. And just this little spot to finish up. Nice new wheat field, and this spot to finish up as well. And we are all set for our new field that will be ready probably during year 2. I don't think it'll get done in the next 4 months. So being a doofus that we spent money on this and we don't need it, we're gonna make sure we need it. So now kind of looking for a nice area for a greenhouse here. Let's go into our productions and greenhouses. Oh yeah, some old school style here. Which ones do we want? I do want the ones with the beds with the trunks around them. And I think I want to do it this direction. And with money being limited, we're only gonna do one for now. And let's go ahead and fix this a little bit. Where is Meadow? Go. And this is costing us a little bit of money, but that's okay. And we did a little too much there. I think that'll be kind of neat for aesthetics. But then let's also go in here and go to containers. And we're gonna put this well here. And where would be a good spot? I think closer to the house, maybe. Like right there. Okay, let's get on the Oliver, get some water, get the greenhouse going. And I don't want to buy any chickens for the new production or the new chicken coop until we have food to give them, but we do have a little bit of food. I think so. All right, let's see how much this is going to cost. There's nowhere to get water for free on this map. All right, holds about 264 gallons. Go ahead and drop this off at the greenhouse and we'll see how good that does to it. Not a lot, not a lot. So let's go ahead. We're going to do, just for the fun of it, we're going to activate strawberries. And we will have them, whoops, change it to spawning. And I think that'll be good enough for now. Let's go ahead and grab the Comfort King. There might not be much in this bag, but I do want to use the rest of it so we can get some chickens established over here. And tomorrow we will definitely purchase a bunch more chickens, but let's go ahead and head in here, and we have 75 liters of food. That's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be much, but for now, we're gonna buy 10 babies. And we have 1 adult in there, so let's see how they do. And we'll get a few more adults next month, but this is one we're gonna have them breed. We're gonna have them grow and get established. Eventually we'll have 500 in here, but we need a lot more wheat, a lot more barley, a lot more grain for feeding them. Don't even see it there. I'm kind of nervous now. Let's see if we can get some, let's get some seed delivered. It's been $1,400, but I think it'll be worth it. I was nervous. Okay, so that gives them over 1,000. So now let's do a little more. Yeah. Chickens here. We'll select. We'll do 10. You know what? No, we need about 30. So now we're down to $11,000. We'll see how that does, and they'll start breeding. They'll get all healthy and everything. But we got to get out of this storm. We got to get out of this storm. It's getting a little thick out here, a little wet, and we will see you in October for the wheat harvest. I woke up this morning feeling like we were wasting opportunity to make money. Today, we changed that. In the first 9 months, we started funding building our farm with silage and a little bit of trees cutting down. And I think we learned a lot. Oh, we got a good amount of strawberries. We might get those sold today. I think we learned a lot about the difference between logging and making silage. It seemed like it didn't take as much of our time to make silage as it did to do the lumber work. Logging in general seems like it's more energy, so we could save energy by really focusing on making silage. The big reason why I'm starting to think through this is we're in debt. It shows that we have $9,500, but in reality, we have a lot of leases, and I really didn't want to get this many leases already, and we need other things. We need a baler soon. Our time has come to really push the limit, take advantage of all this land we have, and make a lot of money. So we're over here by our silo bunkers, or our homemade silo bunkers. I think it's time to invest a little bit of cash into a better setup that will work for us long term. And I think we need something that just holds more capacity. And then after that, we'll want to figure out a better solution for picking up grass. Is it a bigger forage wagon? Is it a different operation for when we cut and collect altogether? We need to research what technology is out there available for us to see what the most efficient way to cut grass, pick it up, and get it to the silo is going to be for us long term. So back to thinking about the bunker silo, we did talk to a company in town that could install one for us for a little over, I believe it was $12,000. So we need to get a little bit more cash because that's something we can't take a lease out on. We have to pay for the whole thing. And it's definitely what I want to do next. So that is what I want to invest my money on, is improving that operation. And hopefully the cleanup costs for getting rid of the other silo doesn't eat us as well, because we are going to want to utilize pretty much the same area. And when that, whoop, tip in there. But when that gets installed, we can kind of go over that, and I'll show you everything in the plans. But as I said, it's going to be step one to a process that is going to take a little bit, but we're going to get way more efficient at it to where it doesn't really feel like it's a big chore to do silage. Right now, with the way we're moving the silage around, it just takes forever. And it's, oh man, it was like 15 trips last time back and forth with the little forage wagon that we have. So some bigger equipment is going to be required for that, but within our limitations of our playthrough here. Gonna head into town to sell the strawberries and see how close that gets us to the amount we're gonna need for the new bunker. Really want to focus on that, and then after that we can really fill it up with a ton of grass. We'll do it the current way we're working on it, but we'll fill it up with a ton of grass so that in November we can then make a lot of money that can start getting us out of debt, moving us a lot closer to where I need to be if I'm going to be the chicken empire of this county. So the supermarket here, we're going to see exactly where to sell these. I think they wanted us to drop them off in the back here, and they would tell us how much money they're going to give us for it after they weigh them and inspect them. So let's see how that goes. Wow. We got $2,203 plus a $188 subsidy from the government, so we're just under $12,000. And of course, we do have, whoa, dear, whoa. Oh man, that was close. We do have the leases to think about, so we have to have cash in hand at the end of the month, a couple $1,000s, I believe. I should know that. They're my payments, but we could go add them up. We're gonna go ahead and load up all the eggs that we have to get those sold as well. I know we don't have full pallets, but I think it's time to just see what kind of profit we're turning from the chickens, and we also need the money for buying the new bunker. And we're gonna pick up the eggs now. And while we're doing that, I'm kind of thinking we can't lose sight of the harvest that we have. We want to keep the fields progressing the way that they have been. We're making good progress on that, so we don't want to lose sight in that just because we're kind of switching our business approach to focus on silage for a little bit, because I really think focusing on silage for a month or maybe 6 months and getting more efficient at it and maybe turning it into somewhat of a background operation that we can have some contractors do for us long term is just a great business opportunity for us. But as I getting carried away because I'm super excited about it, we do need to harvest the wheat because we need to keep the chickens fed. So that's something else we will be doing, and they're not going to be able to just deliver the bunker silo right away. So once we get the money, we'll make the payment for that. Actually, I think we'll do the order for that. We won't pay them until they install it. Just a company I've never worked with before, so I'll make sure that they're okay with that before. Maybe they'll need a small down payment. But yeah, we'll get these eggs going, and then after that, we'll hopefully have enough to order the silo. And then we'll do the wheat harvest and potentially treat the weeds in the new wheat field that's directly behind me right now. I believe there's probably, if we look back there, yeah, I can see a few weeds. So we'll have to get those taken care of. And that's the plans for the rest of the day. And we'll see what time it is to see if we can get a cut of grass in today as well. So like I said, gonna prioritize silage, and that's why we're doing this right now, but we still got to keep the farm moving. And we're gonna head back over to the supermarket. It is also the best place to sell eggs. Now I'm hoping this brings in enough money to cover bills and the silo. If not, we're gonna be cutting down some trees. That's a pleasant surprise. $4,700 and a subsidy from the government of $401. Very nice. I'll make a phone call. We'll get that silo ordered, and then we'll jump in the harvester when we get back and start working on the wheat harvest. We forgot about honey. We'll let that build up a little bit more before we sell it. We gotta remember our bees. So it's time to get going on the harvest here. Let's get this lowered and turned on, and we want to pull the lever that enables straw. That's another source of income we're gonna have here, because these type of crops do produce straw. We can then bale those up and get them sold as well for just extra money. We're making wheat, we're making chicken feed, and we're also have another extra product to sell. It looks like it's dropping pretty inconsistently with this harvester. I'm hoping that's not a sign of what's to come with it, but most likely all of this wheat's gonna be saved for the chickens, and we'll fill up. Gosh, we need something. Just thinking this through, we're gonna struggle here. We need a cart. We need something to hold this wheat, because we can't just put all of it in the big silo or the big chicken coop. We're gonna need to save some to feed the smaller chicken coop because it doesn't have a large capacity. We'll think that through, but in the meantime, we're going to at least get this hopper full before we figure out if we need a different grain cart, because we don't want to just tip it on the ground if we put it in the truck, and I can't keep the truck occupied as our silo. We're gonna have to look around for a company that has silos because we have no means to store grain. All right, let's get this harvest going. We'll think through it. Looking at how much we've cut so far, I think we're safe to unload it all in the truck while we keep thinking through exactly what we want to do. But I think what we'll do here, just to make sure the chickens are good, we're gonna go ahead and empty this completely. We'll fill up the 2 chicken buildings, the bigger chicken coops, and then the large chicken coop field, we'll put the rest of that in there, and that should get them set for the day while we keep pondering exactly how we want to store this. We're here at the first coop. Let's go ahead and back up and try not to hit any chickens and just get them topped off. Well, they took about 6 bushels there, a little more, and just about 2 bushels. That's curious. I think if we just back up right here, we should be able to drop off all 93 of these bushels. And one thing we're gonna have to think about here is we need a rooster. We want these to mate, so yeah, we're gonna have to buy a rooster. Now, taking a look in our tablet here that we have, our futuristic tablet in the old school world, this food isn't really, I would like to see this in the orange for them. See, this is full. We should have calculated by now whether our 20 chickens are gonna eat a day to figure out how many months that's gonna be. That would have been super important information to have. I guess I could go back and look at old videos, but I didn't document it, so I feel like that's cheating. I can see these are working towards puberty. These ones are working towards reproduction, so it'd be good to get that rooster in. Yes, we're role-playing that we're adding a rooster. I know it's not required in the game. But let's go ahead and head back and get this harvest finished. And I think we're gonna need to find some type of cart. Maybe we'll buy another one like this one. Let me see if it shows like the capacity that it holds. This one we own. Little trailer. Doesn't show, does it even hold it? Let's take a look. I guess we're gonna get sidetracked here. We could spend 3,500 on this, but that's a lot, and I don't know if that's considered old school. What did this one cost us? It doesn't say it holds that stuff, so that's problematic. This one here says it holds grain, but it turns it into a pallet? I don't understand that. One of these gravity wagons, I guess. Barge box. This might be the solution. Do we have enough? Oh man, it's gonna push us real close. How are these things producing so far? We don't have any more strawberries. Got plenty of water. That's gonna be close. We could just sell everything we have and potentially, if we have, oh, no, because, okay, we still need this for moving pallets around, so we get this paid off and we can turn it into a pallet truck. Okay, let's finish the harvest. I'll think through it. We need to keep going. Let's take a look at our map, because I feel like I might be forgetting something very important. Our field up here is barley. When is it gonna be ready to, oh, it's gonna be ready in November. We do not need to make any changes or any more purchases today. We're gonna be completely fine with having feed for the chickens. So let's go ahead and get this dropped off, and we'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to just directly give this to the chickens. Let's try that out. We do need to think about a silo, a grain silo, pretty soon. All right, let's see. Is it gonna let me? Is it gonna? It does. Okay, that's awesome. So we'll get all these 55 bushels put into here. And if we take a look, they should be good for a little bit. They should be good for a little bit. Want to do the math on this. We'll see in the morning how much that's dropped. 750. Those 20 chickens are pretty stable at this point. They should be eating about the same amount of food every day. So, okay. So now over here is in the orange, so not too bad. And that's going to get full of 500 chickens. Hopefully, you know, I don't know how long it'll take, but hopefully pretty quickly. And we don't have to buy any more chickens. Would be nice if we could just start moving them around to the bigger coops and all of that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this all washed up, and I am gonna clean it up, and then we will move it over to the barley field so it's just ready in the morning, since we don't actually have a place to store it yet, because, you know, that's another reason why we want to be a lot more profitable, so I can start spending more cash on making this place look nice around here and not have all our equipment outside just kind of taking damage from the elements. I could try to put stuff in the barn, but it's just not super friendly with all those posts and everything. I can have what I want in there, and the rest of the stuff, it needs a shed. We need a shed. All right, we're gonna place this here, and we're gonna go probably have a lunch break and wait for that company to come with our new silo. Oh man, I wish I had my camera running. This process, they came in here with this huge truck, dropped this off. It was pre-built. Doesn't look very new though. We get a used piece of bunker silo? But this thing's huge. Look at this. Oh, okay. I'm very satisfied with my purchase. Only thing left to really do, well, I need to take care of the chores around the farm first. So let's go ahead. We'll jump on the John Deere if we can find it. We'll get on the sprayer. Actually, let's use the Oliver. And now we have more strawberries. Oh, that bunker looks nice here. Looks like it's belonged the whole time. What are you running into? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is fun. So there's no way that's hitting on either side. That's why this barn is going away. The hitboxes on the mod could be the issue too, but you should be able to drive in the barn with this skinny little tractor. All right. Sidetracked. Seems to be all the herbicide we have. If we need more, we can get it delivered or run to the store real quick. But this field should be easier to do than the last field, since we'll be able to see where we've been and where the weeds are. In worst case scenario, I can walk through this field and find some weeds that we might have missed. The other field, that was a little harder in the rye field. I felt like I was damaging the crops just driving in it in general, and walking around it wasn't any better. So I want to stay in that field as little as possible, and kind of interested to see how that crop's gonna turn out in general. But let's get the spraying done so we can start focusing on that silage operation. You know, we need to put fences up once we have money. I got lost trying to find the border. All right, let's lower this. We're gonna cut this grass here, and we're gonna try to stay. We know, like, basically to that forest is the boundary. So we're gonna go all the way up to the wheat field, and we're gonna cut a large area here. We did talk previous episode about the productions going back here, or the larger chicken coops going in that area. We're not going to be able to afford that for a good amount of time. The large chicken coop, I believe it was about 80 grand. And then we want multiples of those, but we also want to make sure that we have money set aside for when we want to start slaughtering the chickens and turning them into food other than eggs. So there'll come a time in the chicken's life when it's time to move on, and it's not going to produce as many eggs as it once did, and we'll want to start cycling those. But you can see this is going to be pretty large, and I want to cut this, and then we're going to, you know, we woke up thinking we needed to be more profitable, and we needed to take advantage of some of the learnings we've had over the year here. So we're going to build a pretty giant outline, and I'm probably going to regret it, but we're going to turn it into a grass field. And once the time comes to get the larger coops over here, I think it'll just blend nicely. It'll be like a nice natural change to the terrain where we're just placing buildings basically on top of grass. And if I go at 180 degrees, I should go right to our border. We'll see how that works. That seemed to do the trick, you know, and kind of lost track of what I was talking about there. And by turning this into a proper grass field that we treat and lime and fertilize, that should in return give us a much better yield on our grass that we're turning into silage. Now that we have this nice outline cut out, we're going to cut the whole thing, pick it up, put it in the new silo bunker, and turn that into silage. But we're going to keep growing that as well. So a single pit we're gonna have to do large harvests and have multiple grass fields, and it's going to be a change for us, but I really want to turn this into a more profitable business until the time comes that we don't need to do silage anymore because we're making enough money off chickens. Well, you can see the silo isn't covered yet because we have more grass that we want to cut to put in it. Got a huge area here that we're going to turn into a proper grass field in a few. We have a barley field that we were wanting to harvest, and before we do that, we're going to move the strawberries around. We're not going to sell them yet, but we're going to make sure there's enough area for them to spawn. As we start this barley harvest, I'm hoping to get a baler so I can pick up the straw from this field and the wheat field that we harvested last month. We do need to keep focused on these crops because we don't want to lose sight of them. We mentioned that last episode, so we need to get this harvested and these fields turned over as quick as possible. One of the things I am debating is increasing the size of this one pretty dramatically because I'm wanting to see a lot more grain every time we harvest. I want to have extra. Right now we're barely getting by with how we're prepared to feed the chickens, so I need bigger fields. I do know that the grass and the silage process and production over there is going to help us out a lot, but it's not the entire picture. We don't want to just spend money on food when we can make it ourselves for the chickens. And that rooster should be getting here in a little bit. He's going to live with us for a while. Super excited about that. Let's get this rolling. As we head on over with the truck, it might be a good time to take a look at the food meters in the chicken coops to see how far they move. Specifically, I'm curious about the smaller ones. So about 100 liters. So that gives us about 7 months time. So if we fill those up and we look at our productions here, or our fields here, always zooms into the wrong place. It's a smaller field. It is a smaller field. And we got about 7 months to go until we're gonna be able to harvest that. Maybe 6 months. So it might be just about right. 7.5 months will work. I'm willing to risk it. I'm willing to fill them up today and then put the rest in the big coop where they still have 9,500 liters, I believe is what it shows in this screen. And we'll head on over there. Go ahead and top them off here. Should be about 100. I don't know how many bushels 100 liters is, but yeah, 10, look like 10 bushels there. Not 10, 3 bushels. And top this one off, and it should be roughly the same amount. Yep, exactly 3 bushels. And we'll go around to the big one and drop off 96 more bushels for them. And that should help out a lot. It's almost halfway full, which is the highest we've seen it. So we might, with any luck, with this harvest, and it's a bigger field than we've done any other harvest with, and the yield seems to be pretty good so far. We'll go ahead and park here and get back at it. We are, what was the average at? 221 bushels an acre, which is about 20 bushels more than we were getting on the wheat. So this is promising. A bigger field with a better yield. Even though it's still yellow, we should be able to get this thing treated a lot better with lime before we replant, and a better amount of fertilization as well with the nitrogen. So the next harvest on this field, it might not be barley, but it should be better than this yellow color that we're seeing right now on the data, even though that wouldn't really have been around in the 60s. I know soil analyzing was definitely around back then, and had a few comments telling me that it was back all the way to the 1800s. It wasn't as good a technology as something like precision farming is, but we're definitely going to take that into consideration, that we're not really cheating because we added precision farming. We're just a little ahead of technology the way we're using it. And it looks like our bushels did drop to 216 per acre, which is because of that area at the bottom that was almost red. It should start climbing again as we go this direction, but let's go ahead and get this done. the harvest is done. Let's hop out here. And we're gonna head into this cart, and I'm pleasantly surprised that we have a full truck to sell and a lot more in the hopper. And we're gonna head on into town. It's the best price at Silver Run Market right now. So let's head on over there, see how much money one truck is gonna give us. This is very, very exciting. So the reason we're selling is you probably saw in the time lapse that we completely filled up the chicken coops. So all 3 coops are completely satisfied with the amount of barley that they have and wheat. So it's time now to go out to town and sell this. All right, let's drive up to the second one here. This is where we want to sell it at for the best price. And let's see, $8,123 plus a subsidy of $406. I'm very happy with that. We were at our lowest balance in a long time before selling that. The leasing fees are, kicking in. We have 0.4 hours left on this before another leasing fee kicks in other than the daily fees. So, yeah. After next month, I have a feeling we're gonna have a good amount of those paid off and feel a little bit better about our situation. Let's go get the rest of the barley and see how we're doing before we transition to working on our new field. And yeah, another 80 some bushels. So we'll get about 2 more thousand, maybe 3 more $1,000. Hey, about 4,000 more, almost 3,500 plus 170. I like it. All right, let's get back, and we need to get the plow out so we can create the new grass field and potentially get that, not potentially, we're gonna get that completely planted today. We're going to cultivate it technically, then we're going to lay some lime down and then seed. And then after that, I'll probably spend a little bit of time cutting another area to fill up that bunker. I'm hoping for a big payday in December to end year 1 of Old School. Now that the field is plowed, we're getting all the lime we have in stock in the spreader to see how far this lasts on here. I'm expecting us to have to spend a little bit of cash today, and it is going to be on lime is what I'm thinking. So we'll see how far this goes, and after that we'll have to buy some more. But if we're lucky, the soil type information isn't purchased. Oh man. Let's stop. Looks like it's $175 for us to purchase that, and we'll loop back around and start over. But it's looking pretty good. What soil type was that? Sandy loam. So we already have the yellowish green color, which is super exciting with the soil type that we have. So we shouldn't have to go through a ridiculous amount of lime to get this field prepped. As we see, we're using barely any. Now we're up to 3.5 and it's dropping back down. Still at 54% capacity. Yeah, let's see if we have enough. You know, it's really been a pleasant surprise that lime hasn't been a huge part of our spending. We had plenty to finish this field, and we have 13% left at capacity. That's beyond ideal. So let's go ahead and put this back where it was. We'll get the seeder, and we'll see how we're looking for fertilizer and seeds, but the next step is to get some grass seed in the ground. Hey, some more strawberries. So I wanted to come over here before we did the planting of the grass to check on and see. Yes, he was delivered. There he is. All right, you do your thing, buddy. You do your thing. So seeds are looking pretty good, but fertilizer's on the low end. So let's go over here. We'll call up the store and see if we can get... That's kind of blocked. We'll see if we can get some fertilizer delivered so that we can get this job done. I'm hoping 23 bushels of seed is going to be enough. And for now, we'll just do one... Why did we hit leasing costs? I think that's confused. Oh, not that. I'm confused now. Let's get this set to grass. There we go, and we will fill up the fertilizer. Oh, look, the lid's finally closed, and we'll get to planting finally. And this is something, gosh, you know, I've been thinking about it as I've been recording these last 2 episodes. Oh, the time we've lost by not doing this from the beginning. Will we pay for it? I don't know. I think we're okay. Let's see. This says it can go 18 miles an hour, but our tractor can barely go that fast, and we are driving like a maniac. Let's go ahead and start over that pass. So the nitrogen level is pretty bad here, but we don't need a ton of nitrogen for grass to grow well. So you can see it's turning it from red to orange, and Precision Farming is saying that that is good enough. So that'll be beneficial to us. So we won't go through a ton of fertilizer here as we're getting this field prepped. And we won't have to spray it for weeds because for whatever reason in Farming Simulator, weeds don't grow in grass. I really wish it was that way in real life. Let's get this done. And I am super excited to see what this looks like after it starts growing. This whole farm it's coming together. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna put the seeder away. And then we're gonna jump in the air with our super magical technology and get a top-down view of what our fields and farm is starting to look like. So taking a look up here, we're getting close to utilizing all of our space. In the next few months, we'll probably have fields that span all 4 of our borders. You can see the new grass fields pretty large compared to the other ones, and that was the plan, to get a lot of grass going in that little area in between these 2 fields. Here is where we're gonna cut today to get more grass. This field here is going to grow tremendously, as well as this one eventually. Not tremendously, but these 2 might end up turning into one. That's what I'm kind of starting to think. And this farmyard is starting to feel a little crammed. So we're gonna have to start designing that and probably cut down a lot of trees so that we can have some sheds and some areas to protect our equipment with. And again, until we get the John Deere paid off, we gotta be careful when we use it. Those hours are gonna tick over, and we wanna only use it when it's necessary. And boy, is this thing looking beat up. Let's get it washed. Kind of worried about the maintenance we're doing on here, and it looks like there's a lot of salt or something on it. But it's cleaning up good. The paint's just wearing out big time. Yeah, look at that salt or lime. I'm not sure where that stuff came from. Yeah, it's a beat up piece of equipment. We've been using it a lot. Let's go ahead and get it hooked up to the Comfort King and get our next area cut. Next month, it's gonna be intense. We get going here, we'll try to find the borders and do the same thing we did last month and get a lot of this cut. And we're gonna get it turned into a grass field next month. And so we'll have 2 grass fields that are really competing with each other to fill up the bunker silo. And I think it's gonna work out in our favor. But I think if we go straight here, we'll run into the border eventually. And we don't necessarily need to get all the way to the border. Yeah, it's to our left there. So now we'll start looping back this way. And eventually we might turn one of these into a different type of crop. But for now, we're gonna have 2 grass fields. And thinking about a road eventually that leads up to this part of the property. So we're gonna leave a decent gap on this side and kind of just make our way back to where we started and turn that into our new field border. And we won't have too many trees. The last time we cut down trees, we did sell them in between episodes. So it was only like, I think $600 or something we got out of them. So it's not a huge income for us. But there's a good border for us to go do some laps, get this grass all cut. I think it's time for us to turn off the camera for the month. We will meet you in December. I think we might need to replace this mod. Let's clean it up and see if there's any resemblance of anything other than metal. Even the tires, they're looking a little silly. I don't think this mod was finished where I got it from, so that's probably the issue there, but yeah, I think we might be replacing that soon. But other thing to look at here is we've got a lot of silage, 100% fermented. It's ready to be opened, and we're gonna sell all that today. And the grass is out here growing nice, and our new field is ready to be created. But before we sell all of this for the big money, we're going to move all of the pallets around, all of the strawberries, the eggs, the honey. We're gonna get that all sold first and see how we're progressing financially before the big selling event, and get some farm work going on in between. Hopefully we're gonna end today very close to being out of debt and have all of our leases paid off. Food should be looking pretty good here. We had them completely full. Let's take a look. Yeah, didn't use much, so we should be good. And if we look in here, we got our rooster. We also have 31 new babies, and the mamas are getting ready to give us some more. So we got some here. These ones are 3 months. They're getting close to puberty, so where they can create a lot more eggs for us. You can see here, yeah, not too bad. All right, let's get the Comfort King out and start loading these up and get to making money. So the best place for strawberries to be sold today is Silver Run Market, and this trailer's just not very happy with us. So we're gonna take it a little bit slow so we don't tip it over. We're gonna have to do multiple trips, and gosh, they're shaking. They are shaking. Let's see if we can get this a little better. All right, maybe that'll help. They're strapped in good, but let's get to Silver Run Market and hopefully in one piece. And we've gotten there pretty safely, and I think I have an idea to help us with loading pallets that doesn't involve buying new equipment, but we're gonna wanna sell, does it not go there? Probably goes up here. We're gonna wanna sell the eggs next, just so that we can take advantage of the potential new idea I have. So let's get these sold, see where money's at, then we'll go back and get our eggs, get those sold, and then we're gonna do something. $3,000 and a little bit extra for the environmental score, the subsidy. Let's take a look at our leases here. The one I'm specifically interested in is the truck. If we wanna purchase that at 17,000. So what we're gonna do is hope we have enough money from the eggs so that we can outright buy this truck and reconfigure it to have a flatbed for now, because we don't really need, well, you know, like, does it have straps? It should have straps when it's a flatbed. We'll try it out. That's our plan, at least. You know, being completely honest, I'm not 100% sure we'll make enough money off these eggs, because it hasn't been as many months as it was for the smaller coops, but this one seems to be more than it was last time. 38% of a pallet. So we'll get this in the trailer and get the other two loaded up, and wish us luck. So we want to see that dollar amount get up to about $18,000 so that we can outright buy this and then move the rest of the strawberries much easier. And we are going to the new Sell Everything location that's right by our property. How convenient. Best price right now, though. So stinking close. Okay, I think it might be beneficial to grab the honey and see if we can sell that to get us the dollar amount we need. And we're heading back to the supermarket, which gives us better proximity to where we want to be when we need to reconfigure this truck anyways. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is at least $500. And here we are, supermarket. They liked our eggs, so they're willing to try our honey as well and see if they can get good sales from that. And loop back here. And is this it? There we go. Ooh, over $1,000. That's perfect. All right, let's head over to the dealership. Let's give them a payment and let them know we have paid the truck off, and that'll allow us to reconfigure it how we see fit. All right, so first thing, let's hop into the store. We'll go to the keys and trucks and purchase $17,843. It's ours. We have $600 left. And now we come in here and nope, we don't want to customize that. We want to customize this one to be the bale trailer because it's flat. So those are our two options there. We'll go ahead and do that and hop in here, connect that back up, and hopefully, yes, there are straps. All right, so we don't really need this little trailer. I don't really feel like it's a good ornament for the yard. We could sell it. We're gonna sell it. About 1,800 bucks. It's gonna be needed. All right, very nice. Let's get back, get the rest of the strawberries, and get those sold. Boy, it sure feels nice having one more thing paid off. Excited to see what the rest of the day brings. Let's get these 6, it looks like, pallets of strawberries sent over, and it'll be pretty much about the same, just a little bit less than what we just made from the strawberries that we sold. But I'm excited to see how much easier this is to load around like this, and then we'll just back up a hair. Get lined up a little bit better, like so. We could drop it on there now. Come on, back up and push it over. Could have lined up a little better. Get a little lower here to push. And I think that will do. And we'll get the rest on and go sell them. Now that's quite a nice setup. Now let's just hope they're not too high that we can't sell them. Back to Silver Run Market. A little too far there. All right, let's let the money keep on climbing up. Yeah, just under $3,000. So we're sitting at 5,214. And that should be enough leeway to give us a little bit of bandwidth or financial room to buy some lime if we need it for this new field. We're gonna go get it plowed next and to kind of rinse and repeat what we did last episode. But to help you guys out, we'll cut most of it out. We don't want the same thing every single episode, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, because you're this far into, especially the supercut. Wow, you're awesome. Thanks for hanging out. And starting to plow the new field feels great. Again, this won't be, or it may not be a grass field forever. It's going to be a grass field to begin with, but once we get our financials in the right direction and all the equipment that we feel we need and all the buildings that we need, we'll probably scale back on the silage and really focus on the chicken empire. And the slaughterhouse is going to be the most expensive thing that we have to buy. So this is a good start, though, and I'm really itching to see how much money we got sitting in that silage pit. I'm hoping we're debt free. After the first selling event of the episode, it's making me feel pretty confident that we might be able to pay everything off and start our second year off fresh with some money and some decisions to make on leasing some new equipment that we can afford, because, you know, we've paid off all of these, you know, a lot of leases right now. It was getting a little bit out of hand, so we're righting that wrong, and we're going to be a little more careful moving forward, because I think it was slowing down our progress, and I want to pick it up big time, especially in year 2. But let's finish off year 1 strong and get this all plowed up and get the grass laid in it. We'll have to remember to buy the soil after plowings before we do the lime. $175. Purchase some soil. All right, 13%. See how far it can get us. Same situation as last time. So looking at a pretty good soil type so far in this area. Not using a ton of lime, but we will need at least one more bag as we're down to 5%. Yeah, it seems to be using it a little bit more than I was hoping. But 13%, that's nothing. And I did talk to the sales clerk. He's going to deliver it right to the field. What a nice guy. Let's get this emptied first, and then we'll get another bag in here and see. Maybe we'll do 2 bags. Well, let's look at the prices. Well, lime's pretty cheap. We're going to go ahead and buy 4 bags. $1,400. That'll make sure that's enough, and that's not where I asked him to deliver it. I mean, we're gonna get delivery fees. We're gonna get it right where we want them, right? And it appears we bought 1 too many, but that'll be okay. We'll pick that up and put it in the spreader before we're done. Let's get this done. Well, we got capacity for this lime, so we might as well pick it up instead of it sitting out on the field. In the last little area here to get some lime put down, and then we can put more grass down. Oh man. I hope this was the right business move. And done. Let's get this put back where it belongs and get the seeder. And we found all the seed and fertilizer that we have to our name. It's in here, so we might need a little more seed. Only time will tell. Here we go. The same story as last time. It is red for the nitrogen. You just need to get it orange, so we're not going to go through a lot of fertilizer. It's going to be the seed this time that's going to be an issue. Yes, just enough fertilizer, and we did end up buying more seed. We'll see if we can fit it all so we don't have to have a bag sitting in the barn. So we'll go over and get that. Then we're going to put this away, and then it's time to make our money. It's time to sell the silage. Oh man, there's a lot of weeds in the rye field. We did not do a good job with that. Good, it all fit. Let's put this away. Now my big concern is if we're gonna be able to do it this way, or if we're gonna have to get a different piece of equipment. Yeah, let's go ahead and uncover the bunker, and we're gonna try to back in and then pull out. And let's see, can we? Yeah, that's about it. Okay, we can probably get some forks over here to kind of cheese that open more, but we will sort it all out. Get back to about right here. Go ahead and lower it, turn it on. And that wasn't quite a full load, so we will back on up more. Yeah, let's get the Comfort King over here and see if we can get the rest of this uncovered, because that's not gonna quite work for us. Well, forks do it. Let's see. I swear I've done this before. Maybe it was like this. Oh, that uncovered some. Nice. Okay. What kind of magic? And just a little spot in the back not covered yet. There we go, or uncovered. And we'll go ahead and back out with this if we can. And just drop that silage because we don't want to move it with the Comfort King. All right, let's try to back in here and see if we can get a full load. And yeah, spend the rest of my night moving silage around. And of course, the best price is the farther one. Let's start rolling. And the first load here. Let's see what they're paying today. About 5,000 each. In what feels like the longest day of my life, we're finally finished selling our silage, and look at that money. Oh, I was hoping we would get to 200, but we didn't quite get there. Yeah, taking a look at the money, you can see $178,000 in income today. Total income was $185,000. We're gonna go home, and we're gonna then figure out exactly what we're gonna sell as this snow is really starting to come down, and it's super dark. Yeah, with all this money, let's get some lights in here. Let's see, right by the house here, we'll do a little bit of a light there, a little bit there, and then what is this one? Not a ton of light. I mean, I feel like we need like some stadium lighting in this area. Let's go like, oh man, this is gonna be temporary. It's only 600 bucks, but for the video, really. Let's get over there into the light. Look at those strawberries too. We could have sold those. It's a little bit brighter here. Okay, that's good lighting. Look at this snow come down. Let's take a look at our leases. Tractor, you are paid off. We have $140,000 left. Harvester, you are paid off. We have $96,000 left. Header's paid off. Seeder is paid off. The sprayer is paid off, and the spreader is paid off. We have $56,000 left in our name to figure out what to do with in January. We're so close to having that $80,000 we need for the big chicken coop. Oh, I'm so excited. 1 year down in old school. Been pretty awesome. Socks way up. I will catch you on the next episode.